PM on Monday, May 18th, 2026. And we need to determine whether there's a quorum, so if we can just go around the room and announce your name, please.
Justine Johnson.
Josh Chase. Read the grade.
Lori Coventry.
Elsa Block.
Lynn Carlson. So great, we have a quorum. Josh, evacuation instructions.
Either back the way you came or outside the door to my left and then to the left and out the building.
Okay, thank you. So the first item is to approve the minutes from our site walk of April 19th. You have in your packet there. If everybody could just take a chance, take a minute to read through those, are pretty brief. Let me know if you have any changes that need to be made. Looks okay.
Second.
Sorry. Need a motion to approve the minutes from April 19th, 2026.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? So minutes are approved. Thank you. Ongoing business, moving right along. Treasurer's report. Justine, can you give us a summary?
Yeah, not much different from the last treasurer's report, except we added the reminder ad for Earth Day and the Land and Water Summit attendance. That number is off by 90 cents. Your number, Lynn, did not correspond with Josh's number, so I sent a revised one, but it was after you printed it,
Yeah.
apparently. So just needs to be cut back to 90 cents. That $3,409 that we have, when does that need to be spent by?
July 1st.
Seems like we should come up with some things we want to do with that money in the next.
We lose it, right?
Yeah.
It just goes somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Okay. Yes, I have a couple things that we can talk about. Well,
Me too.
okay,
Good.
terrific.
Yeah, otherwise that's it.
And just so everybody knows, our 2027 budget was approved. Is that correct, Josh?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
The operating budget,
Yes.
which
Yeah.
we increased to.
Well, we asked for a lot more than we got, but we
Oh.
got 1,000 more than we got last year.
Okay,
So
but
yeah,
that's not our money, that's town money.
that's town money.
Yeah.
That's correct. Town money out of Doug's budget basically is $8,077. That includes that includes $1,077 for town assistance, as it was the same as last year. So we basically have $7,000 to work with for this coming year for everything from that's considered administrative costs.
Will somebody send that to me so I can put it in the course next time?
Did we get that in here? No, that's.
It is not in here. I can certainly add it next.
I have a little snagget screenshot I can send you.
Okay. And that, so that's administrative, that does not go towards signage.
That's correct.
Okay.
Just seeing if I don't get that to you. Anything else on the budget? Any questions about it? I mean, it's nice that we have another 1,000, so start thinking about how you want to spend it starting July 1.
I guess it'd be helpful to know what kinds of things fall under that umbrella, because any site improvements or work is not gonna fall under that.
Right. So basically it's advertising,
Mhm.
um,
Oh, what if we
printing,
do the mailing?
mailing would
If
come
that's
out of
gonna
that,
be-
yeah.
Oh, well, it's
Postage
gonna be-
and
we were gonna do
printing,
big mailing, but if we,
yeah,
Safety this.
yeah, probably, yeah, probably do that under there, yeah. Well, yeah, we could do it out of that. Swag, if we wanna have stuff for events, refreshments, basically anything that has nothing to do with managing the land per se.
Okay.
It would be printing, binding the kids' book,
you could do a big run of that.
could do a big
that'd be
run of
great.
that. No. Yeah, so that's the kind of thing we need to figure out. So put your hats on and go for it. Okay, anything else on the budget then, right now? Outreach and volunteer efforts, just quickly, so we're on 4.2. Just quickly, I think Earth Day was, well, a little disappointing, given the amount of effort that we put into it. I think we had what? 2 adults and maybe 3 counting Reed's family.
I don't have a great.
Did she have a good
My
time?
sister and
Good.
my wife actually, they went back like a couple weekends ago. and
Oh, really?
So just.
Oh, nice.
Have like
A little day out,
Yeah.
nice, sweet, well,
Yeah.
good, I'm glad we got some
Yeah,
energy out of
Kid
it.
I was with and his grandpa had a great time.
Well,
We had a
that's good.
lovely
Time, all right. And then Reed, you had a guy
Sharpen my chainsaw.
sharpen your
Oh,
cheeks.
no.
God, it was brutal.
Yeah, yeah,
I ended up like changing the blade like following weekend and just like did some
zip
trees.
through some stuff, yeah.
Did you all fill in some of those holes
I filled in whatever I could.
with wood?
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went down where the holes were.
Yeah.
And just cut up like the
Okay.
trees that had fallen. Cause
Alright.
my
Dump
helper
them
had
in.
left, so I wasn't gonna.
Yeah.
let them all.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, that's perfect.
But that one dude, that one guy that came, did see it in the reminder. So
So
there you go.
good.
That
So
guy
he
cost
paid for
us
himself.
Feedback.
$80.
$86.52.
Was that the guy who went with Reed?
Yeah.
Okay. You saw the reminder,
I mean,
sweet.
it's probably
No?
the general, the general.
And then we
demographic
had
we'll get from that.
the woman Elaine, I think she came because she had heard about it when she came to the beekeeper presentation. So, you know, it goes on. Just gotta keep
I
trying.
do know there were quite a few town or town adjacent entities that also had
Yeah.
had events on that same
Mhm.
day.
Right.
So
Did you happen to hear about whether Public Works had a decent turnout or,
I do not know.
yeah,
Well, they picked up the trash, they said they had about 50 people,
okay.
Oh.
I'm
so
glad
they
to
said
hear
we had
that.
about 25.
Okay, all right. Good for you. We, it was very nice of them to come by and pick up our trash. So thank you for arranging that, Josh. They came by just in a
Right.
good point in time to get it all. Okay,
To continue with the outreach volunteer.
Mhm.
Did we wanna do the Coventry day?
yes.
We
Okay.
do?
So well, we don't have to, but so June 20th, I talked to Scott at Parks and Rec. June 20th, Coventry Summer Festival. We can get space for the land trust. There's no charge. We have to bring our own table and chairs, but we can provide the space. We meaning Public Works. I'll talk to Kim on Monday to have you added to her community participants list so she can reserve space for you. Police and fire will be there. Looks like we'll have the New England Revolution and Coventry Youth Soccer setting up as well in conjunction with the World Cup at Gillette. Coventry High School, yeah, June 20th with a rain date of June 21st.
Where is it?
Coventry High School.
Oh, so you said it.
There's a parade at 3, but the event itself starts at 4. So we could go from 4 to 6. Have a table, have the kids book out there, the same stuff that we already have. I don't think it would
Cool
take a
with that.
lot of
It's
that.
these events we do on site just seem like more work.
Oh, yeah.
They're worthwhile,
Yeah.
but this might be
We
good.
don't have to do much except get a table and
Mhm.
get the stuff there,
Bring
so,
the tent.
yeah,
That would be helpful.
okay. So that's the thing, right? How many people can attend on the 20th or the 21st, depending on whether it rains?
I probably can.
If you could read, you can attend, okay.
What day of the week is it?
I think it's a Saturday,
Okay.
yeah,
I can bring a pop-up tent.
okay,
Wow, let's go, tent.
great. So, let's see, Justine, you can make it. Reed can make it, Lynn can make it, Elsa, you,
cannot.
no, okay. And Rory, you're checking your
I
calendar,
think I'm good.
it's 4 o'clock on Saturday, the 20th. Okay, so Reed, you can bring a table,
I can bring tables. I have multiple,
okay,
however many tables.
probably just one.
Okay.
Bring the
I mean-
chainsaw, that'll be fun.
One-
Yeah, right.
If one of-
Yeah.
We'll need one or like one of the big ones though. Right? Yeah, because we had the small one and a big one at Earth Day.
Right,
And
so
we'll
we
need at
probably
least one
want the
big one. Yeah.
And you still have some of the stuff that we had
I
at
do.
Coventry Land Trust
But
days.
we'll probably wanna get some more printing, Josh, done.
Sure.
The book and the map.
But do we want, if
the
we're gonna
brochures.
do a bigger print job, do we want to do that like at Staples this time, since we have money to spend?
Probably,
Yes.
But that would be before July 1st.
Yeah.
yes.
This
This
is June
is
20th.
June
June
20th,
20th.
so we'll be on the cusp of
Yeah.
getting rid of the money.
Yeah.
Oh, we're saying we still have money we need to spend.
Correct.
Yeah.
Got it.
Exactly. Yep. So we can bring tables.
If there are any last minute edits on anything that we'd want
Okay,
printed.
there is in the kids booklet, a couple changes. One I remember specifically is that it says the Pawcatuck River. And it's supposed
Okay.
to be the Patuxent River, but I'll send it to you.
Yeah, just send me whatever
Yeah.
the issues are.
Do we want to print up a bunch, like maps of the different properties?
Mhm.
It
Like
wouldn't
the
surprise me if we have an account. With
Yeah.
either a Staples or somebody
Mhm.
that, you just. Give me the PDF and tell me how many copies and I can,
Okay, send it off.
Yeah.
Okay,
or if it's, 20, I'll just.
Did the booklet print with the correct order of pages? It did? Okay, cool.
Yeah, for maps, you mean like the trifolds or just maps?
the trifolds, I know we only have one finished,
I
right?
can finish the other ones pretty easily.
Okay, because we only have what? We have Whipple, which is done.
Mhm.
We have
Stella Hall basically
Bowden,
done.
Stella Hall is done. Okay, well, whichever ones you have.
Which ones do we want me to have?
Well, those are the three that are.
Stella Hall, Whipple, and is Bowden even close?
I mean, they use the same
Okay,
structure, so it would
Okay.
be like crazy difficult to make up one for Bowden.
Okay.
And if I don't already have one, I also make.
okay.
I mean, it'd be great to be able to print out a ton of those because we have the money to do it
Right.
and.
Yeah, so let's just get them done. Stella Hall, Bowden, Sullivan, and Whipple. Those are the 4 properties that are.
Do you want to talk about arts property?
Oh,
We're gonna
thank
move
you.
that.
Yeah, oh, just a second, I'll move that up. Okay, so. Everybody can attend except for Elsa.
Yes, I will also not be at the
You did
meeting
have
next
a meeting,
month. I
that's
will
very
be
good.
for all of
She's a good
June.
excuse.
Yeah.
Not gonna
What do
fly
you think?
back.
What do you think, Joe?
Okay,
Feel
so,
about-
so along those lines of spending money, sorry, Art, I will get to you. Okay. Doesn't worry about everybody, it's not a problem. So in your packet, you have a sheet. I just mocked these up because it was fast. On Amazon to get a table banner. With our logo. And so basically, I'm looking for a motion to spend up to $50 for a custom table runner / banner. Can I have a motion?
I will make that motion.
Second.
Discussion.
This is the banner that's similar to what
Yeah,
Sierra Club
that's
had.
where I got the idea. It was
Yeah,
from
that was
the Sierra
Yeah,
Club.
that was.
Yeah, that was nice.
I don't know if it's the exact company, but I just did Amazon table banners and a whole mess of them popped up, and this one seemed
It
easy.
says, for left, right, is that like going over the sides of the
Yeah,
table? So
yeah.
shouldn't,
So you'd have a
So the
drape.
logo needs to.
yeah, the logo
Rotated.
needs to be rotated.
Oh, good point. Okay. Would be
Or-
good.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, inwards for both sides. I think the white or green.
I like the green.
Yeah, I mean, my only thing with green is,
Is this cloth or is it like vinyl?
It's not vinyl. I think it's like a polyester.
Yeah,
Type
so
thing.
it could stain. That's why I feel like a darker.
mm,
Yeah,
Color
the
might
green
be
was thinking
better.
the same thing.
The other large land trust signs that we have are pretty, a darker green as well. So
Consistent is what you're saying.
Maybe
I am,
complimentary.
It is our branding.
yes.
All right. So any further discussion? We're gonna go with the green then.
Yep.
And up
Rotate the
to
ducks 90 degrees.
$50, rotate the left and right.
Unless Amazon already assumes that you are going to put them like this.
So in the description, they have a place where you can add notes.
Okay,
So I would just say, make sure that the logo on the left and the right falls properly or something like that.
That's the duck flies.
That's
who made that motion?
Oh, I did.
Justin and Lori seconded. Josh, what's the best way to do this? Is it for me to come by and have you fill out?
Yeah.
The thing, the Amazon order with me?
Yes,
So we can just, okay,
yeah.
I'll stop by later this week
Sure.
to probably, well, it definitely will be Thursday or Friday. Okay. Any further discussion? Motion accepted? I'm sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Any objections? Any abstentions? Okay, the motion passes. Thank you. So now I would like to have a motion to move the agenda item about 5.3, the Chapman property, to be the next item on the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, so we're gonna go move 5.3 up now. So the Chapman property, everybody took a site walk. We approved the minutes. And you now also have in your packet Jenna's wildlife report. Is that in here, Josh? To the
Yeah, it
end?
is.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will request that everybody please read this in preparation for the next meeting. Yeah. Jenna was only just able to get it to me this morning, to me and Josh this morning, so we didn't have time to send it to you to read and prior to tonight's meeting. So if you could all read it, and this will be in preparation to then score the property at the next meeting on our scoring sheet. So this will help us fill that scoring sheet out. That's really the only thing that I have to say about this, but Art has come by to ask, no, as to be able to answer any questions that we might have of him about the property and what we're thinking about, what he's thinking about.
Yeah, once your minutes are approved, if it's acceptable, I'd like to have a copy of the report. I mean, would be an interesting read.
Yeah, sure.
I watched the video of the last meeting, so I know there was a few questions that were out there, and I sent responses back to Lynn, so I don't know if there are any other questions or comments.
None have come up so far.
Yeah.
I feel like the
we-
main questions that we had were not necessarily answerable by anybody here. I feel like, I don't know, we were talking about the like legal combining
combining the
like at future use of whatever, but I feel like we
codicil
determined that
and
was
all that.
that was like a legal
Right.
question.
And since we don't have an SOP yet, I know that's a concern of yours, Art, is that we have a standard operating procedure for undertaking a conservation easement. So,
I would know, it's not a concern, it's more of a recommendation than, well, I was going to do this anyways, but this would be a great opportunity to create one as you go
Right.
and document everything,
yeah,
including timeline.
right. Yeah, we're gonna have to get some sort of, I think we're gonna have to get some sort of legal framework to handle the during and after you pass situation.
Yeah, that comes later.
But, well, that's the question is, we don't know that it will come later, I guess. I mean, we would want, maybe need to have it all in one big
Because
package.
we talked about how it could potentially affect scoring if we know that there's going to be public access eventually,
Right,
right? Because you score something different, if
Score
it's going to
things-
be just
exactly.
private access versus
Yeah.
public access.
Yep.
That would make mine more of an exception than a general rule of you doing an easement. So most people, that's not going to be the case, and this happens to be the case with me. My plan is to make sure that the property it becomes public land for, anybody to enjoy. But that's not a normal thing.
It's not, but it's in for this group to discuss whether we are going to propose to the town that we purchase a conservation easement and, how we push for that and what, how we score it and what the value of the property, that does play a role. Because because it is kind of unique that is the intention that you have for the long term.
Yeah, but you have to approach it as though I don't have that intention, because you don't know that it'll come true or not.
That's what
You
we're
gotta take
saying.
it on its merits, don't give it any extra points for anything that might happen in the future, because you don't know that it will.
Well,
But the point is, we're hoping
yeah.
to be able to talk to some like legal personnel about whether there is a way. And yes, it would be unique, but to build into the conservation easement that like a legally binding, this will become public access at the time of like current owner's passing. That the idea is not that we would do the easement thinking that eventually it would become public access without anything like grounding that in reality other than just like a verbal agreement. The point is that we were hoping to have a conversation with someone on the like legal documentation end of things to see if there is a way that we can like bake that into the initial agreement and therefore we can consider it in our
Yes,
deliberation. If we can't, then it wouldn't be considered, like then that wouldn't be considered.
I think it is absolutely true that we need an SOP on how we go about obtaining conservation easements and what that looks like. But in your particular situation, there is, it's not that every piece of property that comes in front of this group is going to be turned into a conservation easement. There is particular value in a property if the intention long-term is to be public access. And in fact, you've already got the trails, it is kind of set up to be enjoyed by people in the future. And so I guess one question for you is if there were a way to have our standard conservation easement with a, it's not an appendix, what is it?
Codicil?
I guess, yeah, I guess
A
so.
word that we've been. using.
Some additional like amendment associated with it that deals with what happens upon your passing. And that is part of the arrangement that we enter with you at the same time.
Yeah, so you're trying to combine a life trust with the easement.
Mm.
There is precedent for that.
Apparently, we asked about this and Kate said that Audubon does that
Mhm.
quite often.
Yeah.
And so there may be precedent. Yeah.
So I will say right now, because of the work that I do on my property, I want to be assured that whomever gets my property in the end continues those practices. The land trust, unfortunately, has had its hands tied and could not follow through on doing forest management practices and things like that. That tide is now turning, which is great to see, but I won't commit to anything until
Mhm.
that is demonstrated.
No, we understand that.
So
Yeah.
you're wasting your time, or my time, by trying to combine that into the easement. At this point.
But
So even
I
if-
thought you
so if
weren't
we-
going to consider the easement until we demonstrate that we have
No,
the
no,
ability
the
to.
easement is just so that I cannot build on my property, which is fine. Not that it's going to be
Oh,
become public land. That part that it's gonna be donated and become public land is separate.
Okay, so
I decide on, there is an entity out there that I feel comfortable with, will continue on my. The care of the land, not just become a piece of
Mhm.
property that is now public, but nobody knows about it and is not maintained and is not. Forested.
so if the town owns the easement, but you decide that some other entity would do a better job of taking care of the land.
They still be restricted by the town's easement.
Yeah,
The property.
But would there be any issue with another entity like doing the work and maintaining it? Or
I
they'd be
don't think
considered the
so.
owner, just like you're
I mean,
considered the owner?
Because the easement should only be for, no, it can't be developed.
Hmm.
That, doing forest management practices, maintaining the land is not involved in the land. That
Yeah.
means there's no foundations, there's no wells, there's no, that's the.
if, for example, we put the conservation restriction on the property. And then Art decides to sell the property to Audubon. Just as an example, the conservation restrictions still sticks. So, it just would now be up to Audubon to continue to do all of the forest management practice that you are currently doing.
And they'd have to abide by whatever stipulations and audit schedules that you guys have in the Coventry's easement.
Yeah.
of The property.
Yeah.
I drove by.
Yeah.
It's in the, it's in the deed.
So you would wish the land trust to score your property solely on the basis of it having a conservation easement.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's a true representation of most of the easements you guys are gonna do, and that's baseline, that's good when the good things start. I think it gets too complicated and might delay the process, because, and I'm more, if something happens to me, I wanna make sure that land first is never developed. It's
Mhm.
always gonna be farmed, and then the second is the fact that forever. So I don't wanna delay the process
Mhm.
by
Okay,
trying to get, even though during that 2 year, who knows what's gonna happen within those 2 years?
Right.
I mean, you guys could get the forester out there on Bowden, and actually implement some of the practices that the forester has in there. That check, that's the demonstration I'm looking for.
okay,
If that happens, then
we'll take the next
Trust
step.
becomes a viable place to
Okay,
set my property.
As an aside, do we have the name of your forester and is that who's somebody that
Mhm.
you recommend?
Tom, no, we talked.
Yeah, Mark Tremblay.
Mark.
You do have it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he actually is one of the people who I got a quote from
Oh, good.
for
Oh, it
Bowden.
did go out.
Okay, good.
The quotes went out?
Yeah,
Oh, awesome.
For Bowden.
yes. And I got back two. We can
Yeah, let's-
talk about that when
Great.
it comes up.
Okay. I just. I will, I will say that, I guess, our hope was that by having an amendment on there would increase our chances with the town council of being able to get the land under a conservation easement if we had the additional knowledge to give to them that in the future the intent was to have the land become part of the land trust.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no guarantee to any of this, but we were trying to make it more attractive to the town council.
But wouldn't, if your plan is regardless to have it eventually be open for public access, it's just a matter of who is in charge of managing that,
Yeah, who gets transferred?
then couldn't you still? Like, I guess the town doesn't really, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but I would imagine that they don't really care all that much if it's their responsibility or somebody else's, or if it's technically the land trust land that is open access. I think if we can confidently say that even if it's not under our management,
Mhm.
that eventually that land will be available for public
But
access.
to be fair, we're
through the
just
people
taking
of
our word
Coventry.
for that, but I mean,
There's
the,
no way to
right.
That's true, but I think we can, I don't know, I feel like that is still
We
something
can
you can
say that
mention.
the owner has expressed his intention of, well,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay,
That should not, as far as town council, I don't think that would factor in their decision whatsoever,
okay.
because it's just, there's nothing in the documents that. And you have to say. Who would you go to, not just that, he will transfer the property to some entity, TBD in the future that will. Keep the property public.
I don't know, I just think it's like, I don't see any reason why not to. Like, if
Yeah,
we're not
I
gonna
mean,
spend, if we're not gonna like try and get anything in. Like actually written down or figured out before we, like, if we do decide to bring the property to town council, I feel like there's no reason not to be like, this is also. Kind of a thing,
added-
if, I mean, we'd still be presenting the property. Based on a scoring that is not including that, so
Mhm.
like, I feel like if we if we score it and it meets our criteria. And we bring that in addition to and it's probably gonna end up being available for people of
Mhm.
Coventry to enjoy, like, I just feel like. Might as
Yeah,
well,
might as
if
well
we're
say it.
scoring it separately, then.
Okay. Well, when we get to that point, we can,
Good discussion though.
Alright, yeah. So, right, so our next step again will be to read the wildlife report that Jenna put together and then come prepared to the next meeting to do the site scoring. And then after that, we will go from there. If it scores high enough, we'll develop a packet. It'll include, a map and any other information that we have about it. And then we'll submit that to the town council. Oh, well, actually, no, we have to get an appraisal first. So score the
Which-
property, then get the appraisal, then make the packet to the town council.
Yeah, so as of right now, the appraisal has to be approved through the town council as well.
Okay,
I say as of right now, because I have suggested some changes to the ordinance that we can talk about when that item comes up.
okay.
So you said the appraisal has to be approved, the cost of the appraisal or the written appraisal, what the appraiser finds,
The cost.
the cost, okay.
So we'd have to go out to bid.
We'd have to go out to bid.
Okay, so we'll
Anyway,
have to go out to bid to get the appraisal.
So I'm not responsible for paying for the appraisal,
No,
correct.
not in this one, but. If it was a transfer of the lane, would I be responsible?
If you were going to gift us the property, you would. It is my understanding that if you were going to put it on your taxes, that you donated the property, you would have to pay for the appraisal.
Do I, in the south.
Mhm.
That was gonna be a question I was about to ask, when do I need to move on and get an appraisal? But I know, so.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right. Any further discussion? Everybody's got your marching orders, right? Okay, so we will move on now, return back to 4.3 Land Trust web page updates and content. The only thing that I've done is, what did I do? I put the event on the events page. I added the Coventry Summer Festival and the Fisher presentation as events. Yeah, and so actually sort of backing up a little bit to outreach, Elsa, thank you for posting the
And it-
Fisher presentation.
It's set up as I posted it, but I also made it an event, which means
Mm.
on Facebook, well, first of all, it'll show up in like events happening in Coventry, but also it means that you can directly through Facebook like send it out and invite people, and it'll show up like with an ability to add it to the calendar with like date and time, etc., all on there.
I think I already did that. I already-
Huzzah.
I marked that I was attending.
Amazing. That makes two.
That
Me
was
too. I shared it. I didn't see that you could
That
share
makes
it.
two.
Add it, so I'll do
Is
that
this
too.
something you want me to? I haven't used Facebook in years, but like cross post onto the towns page.
I don't see why not.
Well, I heard the libraries.
Yeah, the library has it on there.
So they'll be sending out.
Yeah, so the
But the more the merry.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you can just, yeah, like the event is like it's its own. I posted about it, but I also it's like a separate thing that it also is an event, so that can just itself be shared to a page from wherever.
And Jessica at the library may be able to do it herself. Cause she's posted it on the library's Facebook page, so.
Yeah, it's probably going to get more more impact on the library's page than just the
Yeah.
town page.
Probably. But like Art said,
But,
doesn't hurt to
yeah,
have more,
yeah.
so. Okay, and then Elsa, if you could do the same thing for the summer festival,
Yes, is there
guys sent
content for that?
you the graphic. In an email late this afternoon,
Oh, today, okay.
yeah, it was really
Um,
late this afternoon.
I have the QR code.
Oh, okay, maybe I
Let
can
me see.
see that.
Wait, let me look it up before I.
Can we get a different picture on the Facebook page?
Oh, I don't know what you're looking at.
It's kind of an unappealing swamp.
Excuse you. That is a wetland. That is a beautiful wetland ecosystem, mother.
I wouldn't be like, I gotta get there if I saw this.
Well, you're not a
picture.
salamander.
Okay, that's true. I feel like there's a way
sure.
to show the wetland.
Yeah, we can use one of the photos from the drones.
Yeah,
Those are pretty.
and there's some in the. That have a view of the trail going down through Whipple.
Yeah, I can. I do not see
Okay,
festival of
Let me get to
sorts. I am doing the QR codes as well. Okay.
all right. Well, let's do that. Okay, and it just would say something like, the land trust will be at the Coventry Summer Festival, stop by and
Say hi, Puddles.
get your adventure book or something like that.
Yes, and I do have patch designs for that.
Oh, sweet. All right. Okay, so, yeah, that's all I did for the land trust web page updates and content. Any questions or further discussion on that? Okay, potential properties of interest. Anything new there? Anybody see a for sale sign somewhere that's like, oh, we gotta get that property? I did look at that other property that, Reed, you meant, no, is it Reed? Did you mention the one up in the north? No, maybe it was you, Lori.
Maxon Road,
Yeah.
where the house is falling down, yeah.
I looked at that and it looks intriguing,
Mhm.
but it wasn't actually for sale,
I
as we
know.
knew, so until we get the SOP, I
Yeah,
don't
but
think
what's
that's.
living, yeah,
Yeah,
obviously, big hole in the roof.
yeah.
House is
Um,
there. Oh,
Hello?
some wildlife in there.
It just
Lynn,
reminds
did you,
me.
did you do anything with the property that I mentioned, it was a hint from my forester, Mark Tremblay,
Hint
that,
from the forest.
somebody, in Central was interested in doing something with their property.
I think, didn't we send that to you, Josh, and
Doesn't sound familiar.
there was a,
Doesn't mean it didn't happen,
so,
but it doesn't ring any bells.
because weren't they were supposed to call you or something, that they were gonna call you,
Oh,
and
is
you
this
never,
the,
we never
Apple
heard from them.
No,
Okay.
Somebody different?
yeah, something different.
Okay,
It was,
there is the Girl Scout camp that's next to, or no, the YWCA. That's near, right adjacent to Art's property. And I was gonna inquire about that, but I didn't do that.
You can make your cookies.
Buy it.
I don't think I'd eat them if they came from any kitchen facilities in those buildings.
It's Thin Mints, man.
Eagles who break in the trees, that's right.
Right. All right, just let me know when you have it.
Yeah, I'll resend it to you when.
Okay, great. Anything else on potential properties of interest? Okay, moving on to 4.5, then important calendar dates. The Fisher presentation, June 4th, 6 p.m. Council chambers. I think it'll be really good. So, and
Coventry Summerfest.
yep, Coventry Summerfest. And the Rhode Island Land Trust Council has its annual meeting, June 22nd, 2026, Tower Hill Brewing, South Kingstown.
You said that was June 1st?
June 22nd is the Rhode Island Land Trust Council annual meeting. And since the Coventry Land Trust is a member of the Rhode Island Land Trust, it's free for members, $65 for general admission. If you think you want to go, please let me know and I will forward you the person that you need to reach out to pursue your free ticket.
Do you know what time it is?
Like 5 to 8 or something along those lines. Can look it up real fast. Okay.
It's not one of our, that's not our land trust night, is it? Is it a Monday night?
It is a Monday.
Yeah,
And it may very well be.
yeah.
It is the week after our
After.
proposed date, which we are going to talk about changing.
Right.
Oh,
Okay, so.
So-
I-
So it's at 6:30, from 6:30 to 8:30.
okay. Well, I would not go if nobody else is going, because I'm not good at showing up and talking to strangers.
I'm not either.
So I would go if we were gonna be a little pack moving through the,
The only thing that got
Social
me
event,
through it
but-
last year was a Genoa.
Yeah.
Um,
well, if you went last year, do you recommend it?
It's
That's enough said.
It's interesting. I mean, you
It's
know,
free.
it's free, you get, you know, you can go to the, you have to pay your own drinks, but there's like hors d'oeuvres and hors d'oeuvre stuff, and they're having a, you know, there's a silent raffle, and they got some cool stuff sometimes. I mean, it's just, you know, it's just more to kind of keep in touch with other people.
Right.
And yeah, meet other people from other land trusts. So, again, just, I'm gonna go, I already signed up,
Oh, you are.
so I'll have to suffer through it,
Oh, my
in the
goodness.
sense that I'm not good at talking to people either, so. All right, all right, but so let me know if you wanna, if anybody has an interest. Land Trust Days. So Land Trust Days, another event that is related to the Rhode Island Land Trust Council. You'll recall that we did this, I think, last year at Bowden, and nobody came. Land Trust Days last from August 28th through October 25th. So all the different land trusts around the state hold different events. So the question is, do we want to have one? We don't have to have one. It's not required. We've always done it, I think, Rory, haven't we?
Yep,
With varying degrees of success.
yep.
But if we do want to have one, we should probably try and choose a date and a location. If we don't want to do it outside and have our own thing, we could potentially have a speaker again come to the library. We could do a co-hosted thing with the library if somebody wants to suggest a speaker. We could do that instead of trying to have a whole thing on one of our properties. I don't know who we would get.
Jenna Odell.
Well, this past year was Stella Hall.
Yep.
And we had
Right, we had
7 or 8 people.
7 or 8 people, yeah. And the year before that, we had no one.
That's a 700%.
Yeah.
So we could do that. We could try Stella Hall again. Or we could do a
we get the
short walk
benefit
up
with
at
Whipple that
Sullivan.
People go there. Anyway, they kind of, they go to Whipple anyway, so it's kind of like we could add those to our numbers.
Right.
Take advantage. of the
Well,
people
if
frequent.
we did Whipple and we did a nature walk, kind of something where people could learn
Yep.
about what they're seeing. I think if we did that, we'd want to put like sandwich boards or something up for a couple of weeks,
Mhm.
because a lot of people go there.
That's what I'm saying.
And if they actually saw that there was
Right.
going to be an event at a
Mhm.
place they're interested in, you know, we might get better attendance.
Right.
And it would raise awareness that it is a land trust property, and, you know.
If we could pass out some of the kids' booklets at the schools, kind of as an incentive too, to earn your badge, earn a special.
Yeah, we gotta get those
Mm.
badges printed.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I would suggest if we do it, we not like make it a huge deal of like work and prep and marketing. Like I honestly think just putting signs up at Whipple would probably hit most people who would actually show up.
no, I don't, it's good. And
Um,
there's a lot of work, like getting the raffle prices and stuff like I spent weeks doing that and then.
Yeah. and no one
We
gets.
still have the honey.
No, doing it's like mail stuff, just the cards though. The honey, I think is of yours.
Yeah, I'll just take it back and get it out of your office. It doesn't belong to anybody, or so they just never came to pick it
They
up?
had came to pick it up and I
Yeah.
told them where it
Okay,
was.
yeah, I'll just take it back then.
Maybe, or if we do it, maybe next time we draw the raffle at the end of the walk and
Yeah.
when they're still there.
Yeah, I
And
think
give
that's
them
our
the
best.
prizes there, because I'm not sure I would drive here to pick up a bottle of honey.
Raw, fresh, local honey?
It's, yeah.
I mean,
Well,
You know.
we had bees,
yeah,
so
to be fair,
that's, we have our own bees,
Oh.
so that it's not a good standpoint.
So we're
So I
thinking
I
that we
forget
wanna
how valuable
do
it is to people.
Whipple again?
I think that's probably smart.
I think that's, yeah, your best bet. I mean, they
Okay.
get the most bang for the buck there.
All right, so what do we wanna look at for dates then? Again, we're land trust days. In order to get the help of advertising on the Rhode Island Land Trust Council web pages. As as a land trust event. We should do it between August 28th through October 25th.
Maybe when school's back in session too, you know, vacations are
Okay.
over, we could hopefully get something from the schools.
Do we wanna pick a date later then? No?
I found it. I found it.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Or do we wanna pick a date now? Basically, any Saturday, I think, probably. Between August 28th and October 25th. So I'll just throw some dates out. Does anybody have, well,
how about the 19th, September 19th,
September 19th?
it's the week after Labor Day. 19th to 26th.
You don't know when you're gonna be away.
Never know.
I don't know what I'm doing
I know,
past like next week.
I know.
Well, now you have something to put in your calendar.
The 19th works for me, I think.
Oh yeah, I'm in
You
Spain.
want to do the 26th as a rain date?
No,
What?
September.
Okay,
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, so September 19th, we'll do land trust days. At Whipple. But we gotta have, I mean. What do you want it with a rain date, sorry, with a rain date of the 26th?
Yep.
What do we wanna try and do for this land trust day event?
I think we could just promote the land, the properties we have, I think the booklet is good, the maps of the different trails. Kind
So
of,
you just wanna have a table out there and like,
yeah, I mean, we could ask we could see if other people wanted to join us, came to the last one, or Audubon or someone, or,
mhm,
you know, see if anyone else wants to be there.
Was there, Jenna did a invasive species walk, right? Did
Yep.
anybody do that with her?
Well, it was actually to cut the invasive species.
Yes.
No, I mean, there was only one woman who came
Yeah,
late and she helped Jenna with the
Yeah.
invasive species. So she didn't even, she was going to give her talk, but there wasn't anybody to talk to,
yeah.
so we didn't
Well, could
really.
we do, could we get somebody to do like a tree ID top walk?
Hmm?
I mean,
Potentially, yeah.
I'd be interested in that. If I were a person who
well, we
liked
had
that
that
place, I'd wanna know what I
whole-
was looking at every day.
Paul Dolan guy. Is that Paul Dolan who did the tree ID here before? With that, at the library?
I think.
Well, I'll ask,
Was it Paul? Okay.
Paul,
I
okay,
think that's his first name.
I'll ask, Jenna. If, she has his contact information. Okay, so we'll try for a tree ID. You don't wanna do anything, Art? You don't wanna lead a walk or anything?
I'm not. I'm okay, tree, I think not bad.
Well, it wouldn't about anything,
Well,
like,
if I'm around-
your pick.
If I'm around, that's good. I'm not gonna.
Well, but I mean, to actually lead a walk and talk about the river or anything else there, wildlife, yeah, this is a Whipple. Yeah.
Ah,
It's a tough area.
It's tough because there's been no, I mean. If it was something for forest management practices and things.
Right,
Uh,
right.
I could diss on the property quite a bit for not.
For not doing
This
it.
is what, no, this is what it looks like,
Right.
here's what happens.
Well, Washington had a skirmish, that's.
That's not good.
Well, I mean, it might be, yes, okay. Well, let's go with Paul Dolan then and see if he can do it, and then if he can't, we'll.
There might be other.
I wonder if you could get anyone from like Roger Williams Zoo to come up and do something about raptors or something.
Mm,
Use some funny for that.
I just worry about doing something like that and then nobody showing. up.
Yeah, I think.
It's okay, I'll be there. I love owls.
yeah,
Sometimes it's better than get them all to yourself.
Well, and I guess if it's something cool, we could market it more.
Yeah. I could still try to get some gift cards again, just if there was a prize.
yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah. Just to have. So. Let's see. The Land Trust Council says, plan your outings now. Go on a full moon walk. Explore a beautiful forest, enjoy kite flying. Or enjoy a guided nature hike. Some of the things that other land trusts have done. Full moon walk. Kite
We'd
flying.
have to know when the full moon was.
Yeah. So anyway. All right,
1
well,
hour for forest bathing sessions.
Mhm.
Great cheer.
And just listen, look at the stars. Oh, that'd be cool if we could find somebody who knew how to.
That's not a good time. 2 weeks ago.
We could all sit around,
September won't be bad.
like in the sandy bottom meadow there.
Yeah.
Have somebody point out the stars.
Oh, you know, when the fire.
Fireflies,
There's
That's
too much
June,
light
though.
pollution there.
Yeah,
think so?
Yeah.
yeah, for fireflies,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you're
The fire,
thinking
the
where,
fireflies will be gone by,
on the meadow and Sandy Bottom, there's too
Yeah.
much. You're thinking if the meadow you go in on the other entrance off of 117, after you cross the bridge. There wouldn't be too much light pollution.
Yeah,
You've
no, I
got
was
all of
thinking
the
on
like
it.
businesses and signs
Yeah.
and
We'd
stuff on
have
Sandy
Washington.
Bottom.
yeah. Oh, in Hope Meadows.
Yeah.
That actually might work. First we gotta find somebody who is a star expert. All right. Well, ideas, keep them flowing. stargazing in Hope Meadow. All right. Okay,
I found that property.
okay, so that property is,
So this is property of interest, someone, my forester had sent me an email which I forwarded on, but the McGuire family is interested in doing an easement. Generally, not with any particular person. They are located on the westerly side of South Main Street, abutting Mishnock Swamp. It's quite a bit of property. I don't know if you, well, GIS or something. McGuire.
MC or MAC?
MAGUIRE.
We looked at a property of theirs on Trestle Trail in Stunt Pond,
It
We
might
got-
not be the,
got in trouble.
same,
McGuire.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the name is very familiar, and I think you're right, Rory. I think
Yeah.
it was the one off the bike path.
Yep.
But this would be a different property if it's on Mishnock Swamp.
West side of South Main Street. Mishnock Swamp is over here, western side. South Main is over here. Yeah, this is South Main.
It's right behind there in the back. All the stuff.
Okay.
So, why?
Okay, what are those lots, Josh? $68,000.
Well, AP 37, lot 68.1. And AP 37, lot 3.2. I don't know,
Yeah, I don't know if it's both one.
yeah,
Mm. Okay,
I just,
Yeah.
I'm about to forward you the.
okay, great.
Just FYI,
Yeah,
I mean, it's right center of town.
Who owns-
Piece of property.
Yeah.
Number 3 there, down to the left.
oh,
Yeah,
that one.
yeah.
So this is a property that.
it's the old Elmax.
Yeah, it's the old
Oh.
LMAX. It is, it has an application coming. Rumor has it. I don't know anything about it per se.
About the application?
yeah.
Or the property?
So the property it's right on Tioga. It's a good commercial property.
Wait, is that the one next to Burger King?
Mm-hmm,
Oh, okay.
it's a mess. It's been
is a
like that
mess.
for years.
It's a homeless encampment.
Oh, the like parking lot?
Yeah,
Yeah.
where the little Citizens Bank is.
So there's
I-
gonna be a commercial use going in there?
Something.
There was originally
I
Kmart, then Walmart.
I don't have
then-
any insight to exactly what is going there. Or, proposed,
So the whole
I
back
know.
area is subject to flooding.
Yep.
It's very, very wet back there. And so I think, rumor has it, I don't know this for facts, but anytime I went into Kmart, the floor was wet.
Groundwater.
Yeah,
Lots of
because
it.
it seeps in
Yeah.
there. And that's why Kmart left.
Yeah,
Is the building gone? Like the
Yeah.
Kmart
Yes.
isn't gone?
So you can
Because
see the
interestingly, if,
cement.
yeah.
yeah.
Interestingly, if somehow we ended up with all of the stuff and
Mhm.
had a trail
Oh,
system
it would
go
be
through there,
wonderful.
there's parking
Yeah.
already,
it's lots of parking, yeah.
Yep,
we could even
Yep.
reduce the parking and
Right.
make that a.
but I think they
just
want a
yield
lot of
play
money
Some
for
of the
it.
parking lot too, yeah.
Yeah, they want a lot of money for that property though.
Do they?
Why?
Even though it's.
How?
It's the same one, it's the same reason why the guy down the street
What's the
wouldn't
cost?
sell
Yeah, like 2 million.
the $2 or $3 million for the one next to the cigar shop. Even though he can't develop it because it's wet, he's just hanging on to it for dear life. I don't know. I think they think that eventually the sewers are gonna go in there and they
Right.
won't have to worry about the wetlands.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, if we could get that other property up to the north, we
Yep.
could still find a way to
How many acres is that?
maybe get in there.
Says 4.2, but I don't believe that.
No,
Looks bigger than that.
It does.
Well, there's a structure on it there, so
That says 57.
is that a structure or just a foundation, like a?
oh,
That's
Can't
a
tell.
structure.
Looks
That
like-
looks like a home.
Right,
yeah, you can see the picture on the left, upper left of the
Yeah.
house. So, but maybe they would wanna, I don't know, maybe the McGuires wanna,
So that's 57, and how much is the next one?
Well, it's conservation,
the conservation easement, yeah,
You can read the entire email.
okay,
Small one is
okay, perfect, thank you.
20.
So almost 70 acres total. And it goes along the river, which would be kind of neat.
Okay. Well, we can keep it on the list and see what we wanna do with it. Um. Again, we need to get our ducks in a row for. We're Puddington Duckleton's Pudding, what's his name?
Puddles.
Puddles Duckington.
Come on, man.
It's been a long day.
Probably the most important feature of our entire board.
Alright, so I guess we're done with potential properties of interest, we're done with important calendar dates, grant opportunities, anything come up on the list?
So I have some stuff that I like researched that I was gonna submit a letter to them. The
Okay.
deadline is in July. That's, yeah. So I was gonna draft a letter and then bring it in for our next meeting and then.
Okay, great.
submit. So this is one of the ones that I saw, but
Forest,
I think
might
might be
fit,
interested in.
great. Thank you.
That's
Do we need to do anything before the next meeting to help you with this?
I think I'm just gonna
Just gonna go for it?
kinda, yeah.
Okay,
I'll
perfect.
Draft the letter and then just send it to you guys to look at, make sure everything's kind of covered and then. I'll
All right.
apply for it.
Super. Thank you. We'll look forward to that.
It doesn't have a matching situations.
It says matching here, it's progress.
Yeah, so we might need to come up with some match, but in theory, we should be able to use
That's true.
our money for that.
Right.
This is cool.
So we would have to see that, I'm new to like the grant stuff, so we would have to. Donate and then they would match it.
It's like you put in a certain amount to whatever you're asking
Yeah.
for the money for,
Yeah,
and
so-
then
so
they put in.
Let's say we wanted to do some major, like, we
Okay.
got our forestry management plan and there was a whole lot of work that had to be done, and we get approved from the town to do, $16,000 worth of work. It would
Okay.
potentially match that.
Okay,
the match could be the labor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something that's not like
Sometimes,
cash, something like that.
So we
That's
we
right.
Much of non-federal cash funds.
came up and said, we'll put in 50 hours of our own labor to help do whatever it is that needs to be done. They would consider that as a match. I'm surprised this is still available, National Forest
I
Foundation.
don't think it starts till the 27th.
Hmm.
And then the deadline is July. Alright,
Okay,
It's not through the Forest Service. It's a different
guess
thing.
not. National Forest.
They're not gonna have
updated.
any money.
No, they're not. So it sounds like it's a different organization that's unrelated to the federal government.
That's a plus.
Great, thank you. Let us know if we can
Yeah.
help at all. All right. Anything else to talk about under grant opportunities? Okay, I'll move on to 4.7 onboarding materials then. I have quite a list. Just been continuing to compile it. I think I was missing, what am I missing? Tasks and event listing, like things that have to be done for specific events.
I've got those and I've got one on the land trust, the planning department, what they require, I'll send those to you.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. That's pretty much. Okay, so I mean, it's being compiled. I have most of the stuff. And so we'll just put it all together. And then figure out whether we want to have it as a digital thing that Josh can give out,
Yeah,
or as a printed package.
no, it should
I think
definitely
it
be
depends on the
digital.
person.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Some people do want old school.
Yeah,
I guess I just feel like the kind of stuff that we're trying to have is gonna be a lot of printing.
Yep.
And also we might want to be updating it frequently. But
Mhm.
I think we should at least have a
we'll definitely have a
Digital
digital version of it.
version that can just easily.
And then
be
if
printed.
somebody comes on who's old school and they want a printed version, then we'll spend some money to print it for them. But yeah, it could be pretty big if we include all the forest management planning. and stuff,
Yeah.
So,
I just think we should have a digital version of it,
yeah. Oh, well.
yeah, period. Print whatever we need to.
Anything else about onboarding materials? Well, one of the couple of things that I added to it were the tax exempt certificate that I have a copy of, so that'll go in the packet, so if anybody does do printing or anything that they can give Staples or whoever the tax exempt number, and then I also want to add that reimbursement form, Josh.
Mhm. Yeah.
From the town. That'll be in the packet as well. All right, what time is it? Budget discussion. It's just the hard part, one of the hard parts. So you have a copy of the latest budget in your packet. It's kind of long now because it includes a bunch of amendments. So again, this is going to be something that I'm going to ask you to review in preparation for the next meeting. Draft now, but it will go to Doug and the town manager. So what were we gonna do, Josh? We're gonna move to do something.
So yeah, we're going to move 8.1 up
Oh,
to
Yeah.
to like 4.75. Because that will
Yeah.
determine when we're the potential
Okay.
hearing.
So,
Okay.
I mean, I have a motion to move the topic of 8.1 alternate dates for June meeting to now.
So
Second.
Discussion? Okay, so we will talk about do I need to have anybody abstain or object? Okay. Well, we need an alternate date for the June meeting. Because as I understand it, you won't be here on the 16th. June?
Did I say that?
Yeah, I think you said I think you said you might not be.
50.
I won't be here for anything in June.
Right, so our next meeting is scheduled for the 15th of June. If you will be here, Justine, it's a moot point.
For the 15th?
Yep. I will not, actually, I will not be. So I will not be, Elsa will not be.
That seems like a problem.
That's a problem, because I will only have
We want
three.
it for,
Yep, I want to have a quorum. So.
Technically, 3 is a quorum.
That's true.
3 out of 7.
That, well, that
Well,
is,
we only have,
that was a question I had about the bylaws, like whether it's the majority of our existing board or a majority of what we're supposed to be.
yeah,
so it's my understanding that right now, because you're a board of 5,
Mhm.
your quorum's 3.
Cause it
As
says majority
soon as
less than
the
3.
Sixth person is appointed, the quorum's 4.
okay.
I think that's against the open meetings law. I'm trying to find it.
I still think though, I don't think that the various things that are being discussed in that meeting, I think you should be here for that.
Yeah, it sounds like we
Regardless.
just need another date for
So
that
I think,
meeting.
I think it's, doesn't matter, I think we need to. pick
Yeah,
a date.
it's also the look. You know, to have a big hearing like that with only 3. Kind of,
Yeah,
Yep.
so.
Whose
another date.
lords?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think we. Anyway, right, doesn't matter, so.
So
think
can
we-
I
think
just
we have
understand
to
what
have-
it is that we're trying to do? We need to schedule a hearing for,
Well, basically, we need to have an alternate date for our June meeting, because we won't have a quorum on the 15th.
but it sounded like
And-
you were trying to get a meeting in time to do something with the
Correct,
budget.
so we need, what we want to do is to be able to discuss this letter. Or this new budget that includes the letter.
Oh, we can't do that today.
I don't think we have time to look at this all and vote on it. We can try, but I think it will be tough. We can try if you want to go ahead. I'm not immune to going ahead and trying.
How much more significant?
We have
do
to have a
to talk?
Public hearing. We have to schedule a public hearing if we go ahead with approving this budget tonight. Then we'll schedule a public hearing for the town council.
Right. I don't,
Do you want to move ahead then with discussing it?
I guess I thought we were doing that tonight because I think that we recognized that we needed to go back with more detail, right?
Yes, that's the
Was the
case.
issue.
Yes,
And we are still waiting on legal input from the town solicitor about the use of our, like whether we should have the separate account and all of that.
so in terms of the expenditures. For the management of the properties, that's pretty much, or that is approved.
so. You know, even,
Meaning that we
That
can
was
put
your-
this budget forward and. Meaning the process of putting this budget forward and
Yes.
expecting to utilize that money for the kinds of things that we have in this budget right now.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay. And so we can keep those topics separate, I guess. But
Yes.
the fiscal year is still. Does it matter for this?
I don't think it does.
it's
Okay.
an independent pot of money.
Okay.
We hope, we think. Again, so. If we're gonna go ahead with reviewing this budget now. We would still need to have an alternate date for our June 15th
Yeah,
meeting
right.
to have. Anything else that we need to talked about regardless of whether we go through the budget tonight or not. I mean, we have to have a meeting in June, or we have to cancel the meeting in June altogether. So one way or the other, we either have to come up with another date for our regularly scheduled land trust meeting, or we have to cancel it. Josh, were there any times when this room was not available?
There will be a Historic Preservation Commission meeting. Off the top of my head, I forget the exact date, but there will also be a Conservation Commission meeting, which is the second Thursday.
Well, June's a 5 Monday month, we could do the 29th.
Okay. So, and that would, then the next time we would meet would be the 20th of July, so that would give us enough space there. Okay, so a proposed date for our June meeting to change to June 29th. That's 6 o'clock. Can I have a motion to set that as our new meeting date for June? Monday, June 29th, 6 o'clock. Okay. Second,
Second.
Lori seconds. Any further discussion? All right, so Josh, we're gonna change our meeting to June 29th.
Sure.
I don't know what we need to do in order to advertise that or. The
You
time or,
don't really have to do anything.
okay. Okay. All right. Great.
I mean, if you would rather that everybody have time before then, it just feels like we're pushing off the.
Right,
ability
so,
to do
so
it.
now that we have a new date.
Yeah.
I will then go into the discussion of this new budget. And then, depending on how long this takes, we can then vote to approve it. Or vote to extend the discussion. I'm forgetting what the words are, but. Okay, so yeah, this whole new budget came to be because. Bye. Because Doug and, I guess it was Doug, thought that it would be better if we came up with a more itemized justification for each of these things.
Is the
So-
total is similar to what it was?
It's more, actually.
Okay.
I thought it was gonna be less, but it was more.
Then we can negotiate.
Yeah.
Prioritize.
Yeah.
If I could start off with a
Mhm.
suggestion, I was actually talking with Doug today about this. And he likes the detail.
Okay.
The budget justification.
Yes.
All right, good.
However, we didn't think appraisals should be included because those are things that just happen. They aren't things that you plan for. It's kind of out of your control whether or not you will need an appraisal. And so to put it in the budget kind of didn't make sense.
But do we have to get an approval every time we want to do an appraisal?
I'm working on that.
Because if, I think this is serving as sort of a pre-approval. It's saying we are asking to be able to do 2 a year. And planning to do, and if we don't use it, it's our money, we just won't
Right.
use it, right? So isn't this more of a permission to use up to this amount of money for these things?
Yes, but I don't think appraisals should be in there. I think appraisals are something else.
But then we limit how many appraisals we can do.
Not really.
It just makes it more of a convoluted process of having.
So
to
what
ask
is
for
the process? If we say, oh, we've got this property, we want to do an appraisal. So let's say we've got Art's property that we want to
Yep.
do an appraisal. on. What is the process for getting that money freed up?
As of right now, it is you hold a hearing to spend, call it 1,200 on an appraisal. You approve it, then that
You mean a
gets
meeting or a hearing?
hearing.
Why do we have,
Then it
sorry, go ahead.
gets ratified by the town council. That isn't a hearing. It's just ratified. And that's the entire process as of right now.
We don't have to go through a bid process, get 3 bids?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
yeah, cause 1,200, I mean, you're not gonna get an appraisal for $1,200.
yeah, so
So we have to
That's
do a
worth it.
public hearing that we advertise for
Yep.
each appraisal that we want to get bids on.
as of right now, yes, I am trying to change that.
Yeah, because we've never had to have a hearing before for an appraisal.
Right, this is part of the new code that came into effect last year, the year before, something like that. And in item,
Whose new code? Is it the town's code?
yes, yeah. And I mean, on when we talk about it later on, I do have some proposed changes to the ordinance.
Okay,
One of those changes is to remove the appeals process from having to get approval from the town council.
For appraisals.
Yes,
Because I mean, it seems to me the only thing we really should have to get approval for is big expended purchases and easements,
yes,
right?
yeah, and you know, to go through the entire process of getting all the, you know, we would technically have to vote to spend the money to put the ad in the paper that we're going to have a hearing, then we'll have the.
that's ridiculous.
So here's a question for you, from a
Right,
timeline.
which is why I'm
Trying to get rid of it.
From a timeline standpoint, we're gonna need to have a hearing to change the ordinance.
yes,
Mhm.
Should we do that first?
See, this is, so. I just really don't have enough information. Until Josh can find out whether we can avoid the appraisals having to go to public hearing, it's kind of a moot point, right? I mean, until we know that, we can't decide whether we want to keep this in here or not.
Or we say we will remove appraisals from the projected budget in the event we don't have to go through that process.
Yeah.
If
But
the
it's still
ordinance
gonna be
change.
well,
Yep, no,
it's still a projected expense.
Right.
So,
Right. Plus, I mean, my argument for leaving it in is that there's precedent by the town for us not being able to use this money for appraisals.
right,
And I want something in writing from the town, and I've asked for this for weeks now, or something from writing from the town in writing that says we can use this money from the real estate conveyance tax for appraisals. Because otherwise, my feeling is that they could fall back at any time on precedent and say, sorry, guys, we disagree, you can't use it. Sorry, I'm being very,
and without an appraisal, we can't purchase the property.
but when we
I'm
read
being
the
very,
language,
uh,
was pretty clear that anything having, like, that money is to be used
Right.
for anything having to do with.
but we don't
acquiring
have
precedents.
anything that says that
Yeah,
in
not
writing.
writing.
Nothing. It's
I
their
thought
word.
that was in the ordinance.
it's the.
It is, but
It's
that's
the interpretation of.
right, it's the
right,
interpretation.
Of the current administration, that it is pretty clear that you can.
Yeah. So why wouldn't we? Are we gonna have to go in front to do a public hearing with our quotes in hand and so forth for each of these other things?
You would have one hearing to do the whole thing.
Right, so it would seem to me.
That way, if we have the appraisals in
Right,
there, we don't
to
have to
Lynn's
have a hearing.
point, Until we have changed the ordinance and we have confidence in that, it makes sense to leave it in there, like all these other things we want permission to be allowed to spend money on. And then we can remove it next year if it turns out that, you know.
Mhm.
But I guess. And it's,
I mean, it's just a. It's a minor suggestion.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with you guys having it in there. I just wonder if the council is going to ask, well, how do you know you are going to have two appraisals?
Well, we don't know anything about this budget. We're flying blind here. With everything that's in here, we're totally flying blind.
Well, we could, I mean, we
But
could
I-
also answer, we've got
I
Art's
think
property that
but
we're.
the answer to that question is also not just. Like, I feel like the conversation that was just had is the answer to that question. It's not like I feel like we need to necessarily be able to say, here are the exact properties that we are planning on getting appraised, but it is the fact that we are, this is over, like historically, this is like the range of like 1 to 2 to 3-ish that we tend to get within a year. Because we have had issues in the past with these processes being super delayed for a lot of people interested in easements or selling their properties and like, lost properties as a result, etc. We are trying to make sure that we have a system in place so that, everything can be as efficient as we'd like. This is our money to spend. We are just asking that ahead of time,
Yeah.
you give us the ability to use this money on this thing so that we don't have to like spend more of your time sitting
what
here
is-
just to get
what is the
okayed for $1,000.
downside to us not spending everything, all of our money that they've told us we're allowed to spend?
There shouldn't be any
Like
downside.
what, why
It's
would they
not-
care?
It's
Like if
right.
we end up only getting one appraisal and there's $3,500 left that we didn't spend, that we asked permission to spend.
Carried over.
Who
I'd
cares?
say-
Just stays, it just
I don't
stays in
think
the account,
they would care.
Well, there you go.
which is I mean, this whole exercise
Yeah.
is kind of,
But I guess the question is, if
Useless
they
to me.
approve it
Yeah.
here, does
Yeah.
that automatically mean we don't have to go to a hearing?
no idea.
Like, is this gonna be a hearing?
Yes.
So it should, okay, so it seems like that's the,
This is gonna be subject to a hearing. Then,
then it's included, yeah,
yeah,
that should be the appraisal hearing and.
I think we need to leave it in there, in my
I do too.
opinion. Do we need to take a vote on that? To leave the appraisals, anybody object to leaving appraisals in there?
Why don't we,
You wanna go
maybe
through
we
the
can
rest
just
of
vote
it?
on the whole thing as a whole, unless there's gonna be changes?
Okay,
Does that make sense?
sure.
The other thing, if I may, I did get two quotes for the forest stewardship plan.
Hmm.
They range from, I think, 2,200 to 3,400.
Does it matter what the size of the property is?
This is specifically for
Yes,
Bowden,
this was specifically for
for Bowden.
Okay.
Bowden.
We're
Okay.
only gonna try and do one this year.
Right,
Yeah.
we put in 4 grand, which is not outside that.
And that's
That's
actually
fair.
less,
Yeah.
that's the one item that went down
Yeah.
from my original, because Josh sent me those quotes. I took it down by $700.
Is it the plan to kind of have a rotating, this year
Yes.
you do Bowden, next year you do this,
Yeah,
and then,
Sullivan probably, and then, yeah,
okay, yeah.
and then, but, I mean, then there's other properties too, that we don't even walk on, but still
Right.
need to be managed.
Right.
Growth,
Right.
we should be doing, so yes. We need to have a rotating one,
I
but we could,
wonder if we should throw Sullivan in with Bowden, I bet.
yeah,
I bet
yeah,
it
so,
wouldn't double the.
so might be able to do that, and then that would, so that 4,000
Yeah.
would maybe accommodate that extra, space.
Yeah.
So if the
Okay.
range, Josh, was up to what, 2,200 or no?
34.
I think it was, I think one quote was 22, I think the other was 34.
Okay, so on the high side, just, we'll say we may include Sullivan, so that would bump up to the 4,000. Give us some leeway there.
Signage seems low.
Well, the other thing about the signage is we still have $700 in sign money from ARPA that we gotta get rid of by December, or we're gonna lose it.
Are we thinking
we
these
actually
are
have to do
just
$700.
kiosks? And that we're gonna have stuff that we post? Or are we going to get a professionally
I'm-
done art work.
thinking more professionally done artwork that could go into the kiosk,
Mm-hmm.
right? So idea being that Scott, Parks and Rec, is already pretty committed to helping us build the kiosks, but
Yeah.
we need a professionally done signs to put in the kiosks.
That's what I think.
We'll
It's
have
gotta
maps
end up
and
being
everything.
more than this, especially if we're doing all of
So
those.
Why does it have to be anything more than like the campaign signs, but long and vertical?
What?
Or we talk, what do you mean a sign? Just that
Like-
says Coventry Land Trust on it?
No, I
No,
think
no,
we were thinking
yeah.
about maybe, I mean, we have to talk about what that is, but whether
Right.
it's gonna be like the
What is
map
that?
of the trail with a you are here and, you know,
There
that
was,
kind of
I
thing.
went, site did I go to?
Okay,
I didn't.
but still though,
I
like,
didn't
why would that
Needs to
be?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't, why would that be more than like $100 each one?
If they are often printed on, I mean, if they, well, I guess if it's going in a kiosk,
Like,
it
it
would
would
just
just
be a
be printed-
poster.
Well, it would be the stuff
if
that
we're
can't
putting
be,
it on-
the thingies that they stick in the ground.
No, but I'm think about the ones that are at Lawton Farm.
I look.
Yeah, but if it's going inside of a sliding door kiosk, then it just needs to not be paper.
Right.
Right,
So
there's
the
some
like
quick-
the plasticky stuff that they make
Mhm.
little road signs out of.
Our trail signs, same material.
That's
that-
like some sort of
that
composite
I don't-
material. I actually did look.
That's
and
even more than
sorry I
I'm
didn't
imagining.
include
I'm
the
imagining like, you know what I'm talking about,
Sign
Mhm.
shop.
like the corrugated looking stuff that they stick on the side.
Yeah,
of
that's
the
kind of, I mean, we want something, I think, more firm is not the right word, but
I just
something
don't know
more,
if you'd be able to really, if it would really make a difference if it's inside of
Yeah.
a sliding door kiosk. I don't know.
I
if
didn't
we have the
come out-
money to
I
spend,
actually
let's-
didn't, it looks like I came up with this number out of the ether, but I didn't. I actually went to a website, which I neglected to put down here. Which had custom sign work for that would include like a trail map and some photos around the edge. And they were based on some kind of composite material that I can't remember the name now. And that's where I came up sort of with this price.
Right. Cool.
I'm sorry I neglected to look that
So
website.
this is what they have at the one of the Situate Land Trust things is like
Right,
it's a kiosk, and then
Right.
inside they've got the trail map. It seems like it's printed on like rolled up
So
Yeah,
heavy,
plastic, yeah. As opposed to what they have at Lawton Farm, which is not a kiosk, but they have at several locations where it's like a tilted, almost looks like a tilted table,
Mhm.
and it's got artwork that's printed out on hard plastic. So it's
That's
not
at Lawton
covered.
Farm.
Yeah,
At Doctors?
both have it actually.
Oh.
So it's just a question of what kind of signage we want to do, but if we want to do the kiosk, because
I
we
think
want to be able to
kiosk, yeah,
rotate.
we need to be able to
information.
put information in there and flyers and stuff.
Okay. But even all of the work with the wood and building these things and all of that, all
Mhm.
comes in under 3,000.
Well, again, it's
Cause you have nine things there.
well, I mean, we already, so honestly, I probably should have taken out the Trailblaze markers because we have thousands of them. Um. Scott's probably gonna give us the wood for the kiosks, the nails, screws and other hardware, just, he's gonna include that
Mm.
from his stuff. So really, this is pretty much the custom sign work for the kiosks. And I was thinking 2 for Bowden at each trailhead, 2 for Sullivan at each trailhead, 3 for Whipple. 1 at the Sandy Bottom entrance, 1 at the South Main entrance, and 1 off the bike path
Mhm.
entrance, and then 1 at the head of Stella Hall and 1 at Grassett.
Do people use the entrance? Because you're talking about the one behind Planet Fitness. or-
Yes,
Mhm.
Do people use that entrance?
well, there's a kiosk
did-
there,
There is?
yeah,
Mhm.
it's got graffiti all over it, but they. So there's already a
Okay,
kiosk there.
Yeah,
So yeah, so we might need to use some of this money to sand off their graffiti or paint
Paint it,
it
yeah.
or something like that.
Okay,
Right? I mean, again, these numbers are flexible, I believe, because just because the town council approves, say, $3,000 for signs, to me, doesn't mean that we can't ask for more. It's our money. So in a way, to me, this whole effort is, and we might not use
all of it, right.
the appraisal money, so we could adjust, move, if we don't use the appraisal money, we can move some of that down for signage.
so the,
And we
because
may
the
not
point
even
of doing all of this is to avoid having to go to have 5 public hearings.
guess.
Well, and also accessing the money, we've never been able to access.
Right.
This money before.
Right,
I mean, the only point to this is that, in my opinion, is that I was asked to do it. That's really the only point to it. It's our money. We should be able to spend it how we want.
I also, maybe
Another
I'm
reason for
like,
having a letter from them saying to that effect.
I don't know if I'm like really behind, but like, like what? Is when you say that we need to like review this before we vote to approve it, is it just like for everything we need to go through and decide if the amount that we're requesting for it is accurate? Because
I
like, why would we
don't,
not just like?
I don't. It's just because I think for the record, we need to say that we reviewed it.
Well, why wouldn't
Because
we
this is the
just-
first time you guys have seen this. So you may say, no, Lynn, I
Oh.
don't want you to ask for $15,000 for the ATV damage repair. I think it's a stupid number. So yeah, you can say that and we can change it.
I just mean like with what we know about the fact that we should be able to access the money or access more or use less or more, like why? And if this is ended up being more than the one that we all sat down and contributed to and found funding for, like based on just being able to look at it now, like I have no reason to, like I have no concerns that would prevent me from just like voting to approve this as it is and continuing with our efforts to make sure that we have the ability to access additional funding should we need it, but also like not that I don't have faith in us, but I don't think that I don't think we're gonna use $55,000 in the next year doing
No.
the thing.
I
Like
agree.
if we were 50 people and
Yeah, I agree.
some of us did this as a full-time job maybe, but I just like what's the worst we're gonna do? Ask for less of our own money? Like I feel like
Absolutely.
we
Yeah.
should just approve it. I don't know if it works like that,
So,
but I have no reason not to approve
I
it.
do have a question about the ATV damage section.
Okay.
Unless you want to talk about the boardwalks at Bowden first.
Just to let you know that, I requested help from a friend of mine up in, the Attleboro Land Trust who gave me the spreadsheet that you see on page 6. He priced it all out for me based on what he knows about building boardwalks.
That's
He
great.
gave me the pictures for the examples.
Terrific.
I just included the snapshot of the map of where these 2 boardwalks would go for the town council. Place they cared. So that's
Yeah.
all
Looks great.
and the hand carts is just total guess. I have no idea how much it costs to rent a hand cart, but that's the thing, right?
Right.
The 4 of us, 5 of us, 6 of us have no way to get this material into Bowden.
Right,
We can't do it.
right.
But this is just materials too. I mean,
Right.
we may
It's
want
got
to
nothing
hire
to do
somebody
with-
to make,
Right,
to do these boardwalks.
because when we would clear everything with Glenn, he had the earth mover, he had the bobcat, he had all that stuff, he would bring it with him and he would just drive in and take all the trash
Yeah,
out.
we don't have
And now
that
we don't
anymore.
have that. No, nor should necessarily, should we? Do you know,
No.
we should be able to purchase it either through the town or through,
Right.
someone else who can do
Okay,
it.
so I guess one question I would have about the boardwalks is, should we in this budget include labor? Because quite honestly, I don't think we are building these boardwalks.
No.
And I don't think it is an expectation when you're appointed to the Land Trust Council that you're then gonna be out
building
know,
boardwalk.
building boardwalks in the woods. That's not the point. That's not our job.
Right,
But it is our job to determine how to take care of these properties and,
steward it, yeah.
yeah. So I don't know what that labor would be.
This is very hard to put together.
Yeah.
And it's taken me
I
a
may-
lot of time, hours to
Yeah.
get this.
This is what, like, I just feel like if we, this is not like when you're applying like for federal funding or a grant or whatever, when you give them a budget and you are within the sections of it, you are relatively bound to being able to use that money for the
For that
things that you
purpose,
suggest.
yeah.
We are saying this is the total that we estimate we could / want to use within the next year.
Mhm.
And here is a description of why we think that's the case. This isn't us saying, like you were saying before, that yeah, if we say however much money for boardwalks or for signs or whatever, and we realize that it's actually more than that, great, we are definitely not gonna spend $55,000, and so we will have 55 to pull from.
Well, I think
If
that's
they
the
approve it.
question. So Josh, if they approve this budget of $55,000.
Mhm.
Is that you have $55,000 to do, you know, the things that you're planning to do, and these are the suggestions? Or is it, you can only use 10,000 of it for the boardwalks, even if you don't spend the 15,000 for the ATV damage?
That would be, there's
You-
no way for them to, like, that would be a ridiculous expectation both on us, but also
But
there's no way for
town
them to
governments
document
can
that.
be- Well, they have to pay. I mean, somebody in whoever's writing the checks for the work that gets done, right?
Mhm.
So,
What, so like every piece of lumber that we buy, we would have to be able to designate, like, okay, this piece is gonna go to the kiosks, whereas this is gonna go to the boardwalk,
So,
whereas this is gonna go to
we're-
this boardwalk, like.
Absolutely an uncharted territory here.
Hmm.
I think we have to go with this as a first crack at
Mhm.
using these funds. And
This is how we intend to do.
this
use
is all
some
we
of these
can do
funds
right
that
now.
Yeah.
And
Are
if
available to.
well,
us.
and I think
we
maybe
have
the
trouble with it,
maybe the presentation at the hearing is to say, based on our understanding of what other land trusts utilize to maintain their properties, we are putting forth this budget. What we would like is the ability to, you know,
have flexibility.
have some
and-
flexibility on which money gets allocated to which line item, but because, you know, we're
Mhm.
unsure of exact numbers. The ATV damage
Yep.
thing, I actually walked out there with a guy,
Mhm.
who I've used, a Bobcat service guy.
Oh, right.
He's. And so all he would do would be to move the earth around that is already in there and put it back where it's supposed to be. Whether that means covering up all the logs that got put in and utilize that for fill also, which might help, but he basically said he could do that work for about $2,000. The issue is if you want to have something that is going to be a preventive solution,
Yes.
Right,
which would be great. I don't know what that is.
Mhm.
Well, there's a few options in the
There's
budget.
several options.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Large boulders, moving them, earth and berms and ditches, dense plantings. Use other large down logs. So, yeah, again, you know. There's no point in in us spending $2,000 for him to move earth around if they're just gonna dig it back out again.
right.
So. This $15,000 came from. On page 2 of this ATV land damage repair guide. Moderate damage, deep ruts, hills, holes that have to be filled, most likely scenario. That's where that number comes from, because that's what we have. It doesn't include any of the cost to actually put a deterrent in there. So
Right.
if it costs less to fill the holes, move the earth around, then great. Then we can use the remaining money to create physical deterrents. One thing I had in mind was at the top of that hill that comes down where the kids they like to start at the top of that hill, roar down, hit the bumps and then fly off them. To put a bolsters. You know, actual metal, a metal gate or metal bolsters across that part of the trail. So that they can't actually go down there. You can walk through them because they're
Mhm.
just posts in the ground,
Mhm.
but you can't get an ATV down there or a dirt bike.
So
So-
one issue, that I would want to look at is, so when this guy was looking at it, for me, that was, I believe, how he thought he was gonna get his equipment there.
Hmm.
Because you
Okay.
can't go
Yeah.
in from Sandy Bottom because of all the boardwalks.
Right?
So, he was gonna go behind Planet Fitness and
Go
come in
down
that
it,
way.
Yep.
Whether he can go the loop towards the river and get there, I don't know. I'd have to
Right.
walk in and see. But if we put the metal bolsters in, then any future maintenance equipment, it's gonna be hard to get in there.
Well, hopefully we wouldn't have to
Yeah.
have any
Yeah.
Yeah.
maintenance.
Ideally.
Who knows, right?
But we might, if we
So-
have a forestry management plan, it might include hauling out some large, trees and things in the future, so.
Yeah.
Or can you get those little bolsters that go up and down like they do on the bike path? So the police can get.
Oh,
their
right,
vehicle
right. It
out
would
of
be
it,
like
the police can go-
a gate with a
Right.
lock or something, yeah.
The police can get
Yeah.
in that way, they unlock
Right.
it.
So it could be
Yeah.
something like that. The bolster is
Yeah.
just something I was thinking of as.
And
as
once
stressing.
you attack it like that, people are gonna give up trying to get their ATVs in.
That would be the hope.
Yeah,
So this number is just to move the dirt?
That's just to move the dirt. I mean, so
So
again,
it sounds
apparently
like-
if your guy is much less than that, but. I don't know, the $15,000 that I have in here says ATV damage repair and preventive solution design and
There you go.
installation.
that's
Right.
everything, yeah.
So,
So we'd have money to do some preventive stuff.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's the number I came up with. The 15,000 doesn't necessarily include that, but I'm thinking that it would, so.
Okay.
And then the trail maintenance, again, that was, I did some kind of estimate for that somehow. Got the number of hours for, a landscaper to be out. Moving trees and clearing brush and everything, $250, $200 to $500 an hour. So that's it. Again, this is an exercise that is. Who knows what will happen?
So I mean, like, can I just
Oh.
make a motion to approve?
You can.
Great, I'm gonna make a motion to approve this proposed budget.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Hi.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? So moved.
So this
Uh,
allows
am I
us
rolling?
to.
Yeah.
Schedule a hearing.
Yes. So Josh, I will get you this budget without the watermark that it's being drafted within the next couple days,
Mhm.
and then you can schedule a public hearing.
Sure.
And then once we know what that public hearing date is, we'll have to go before the council and I suppose say, here's our budget.
Is that budget,
Yeah,
just sign there.
Yeah. And in the meantime, I'm still gonna press for a letter from the powers that be to stipulate that we have the approval to use this money. Cause I'd like to have that go in the packet to the town council, cause they're gonna say, well, where are we gonna get this money from?
Already have it.
So,
I will ask
again,
again.
I know. I mean, if we don't have it, I guess we'll go before the town council anyway and let the town council ask me, where are you gonna get this money from? And then I'll have to tell them the real estate conveyance tax money is already there and then defer to the finance
But
director.
is the issue that we want something in writing saying we have the right to use this money,
Yes,
but we would still have to get the town to agree that, if we have large expenditures, we'd still have to go to a public hearing because it is still public money.
well, we're gonna change that though in the ordinance, that we have to go to a public hearing
Even for purchasing
Well,
easements and
for
properties.
appraisals.
for appraisals. Okay.
Yeah.
But everything else in here doesn't have to go for a public hearing.
It does.
But we're spending our own money.
Yep. But the ordinance states all funds that are released for land acquisition, including the cost of appraisals or other purposes referred to in 16(1), which refers to management of properties, can only be released after a public hearing
Okay.
requiring 2 weeks of advertising, approval by the majority of trustees and approval by the majority of
Okay.
the town council.
So we're never gonna have time to spend this money anyway, because it's gonna take forever to.
Wait, but isn't the whole idea that if this is passed, then this would be like pre-released to us? I thought that was the whole point of this. So that we wouldn't have to do that. Why are we doing this if we're gonna have to, like, what is the point of doing this entire process if we're still gonna have to go?
Right,
I was under the impression that the entire point of doing this like 55 whatever $1,000 budget that we spent a bunch of time putting together was so that we could give them a number ahead of time and say, here's what we're gonna use, or gonna maybe use. Give us the okay ahead of time at this public hearing to use this much
Yep.
for these things. And so we can just use it.
So that,
Yes.
so we don't have to go back for individual
don't-
expenditures.
It's one
Correct.
public hearing for
Right.
the entire
Okay.
budget.
Yes,
Yeah,
Okay,
but the point is we're always gonna have to go for a public hearing to release significant amounts of money.
yeah,
I mean, because it is still public money. Like it belongs to the town taxpayers of Coventry. Theoretically,
it's in a restricted account for the land trust.
correct. Yeah, but
for
someone
for
could,
Open space management purposes.
right. And personally, I think managing our properties, we shouldn't have to work as hard to use that money.
Yeah.
But I do think that for purchasing, for easements, for big expenses, that, you know,
Yeah.
utilize hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Oh, yeah, and that,
but not for the rest of this.
right,
The whole idea is that we wouldn't have to go and do a public hearing and get.
So,
approval.
but I think the
Build a
next step is to
plan.
try to change the ordinance
Right.
so that we don't have to do this.
so I think
For appraisals.
for appraisals,
You don't.
that would be a pretty easy thing to
Okay,
ask.
what
I
about
think-
maintenance?
For this. I don't have a read on the town council. I have a read of the manager and how he feels about the appraisals.
Okay,
which aren't gonna require a public hearing.
Which after we change the ordinance will not require a public hearing. It will still require a vote.
Okay,
But that's
so irregardless of appraisals, if we wanna spend $16,000 on a boardwalk. We're gonna have to go to public hearing.
Yes,
No, because the whole budget is approved, that includes the 60.
That's what I thought.
No,
But now Josh
wait,
is
no,
saying,
no, you would approve this budget,
Yeah,
which includes the
Yeah.
16 grand
Yeah,
for the
boardwalks.
boardwalk.
yeah.
so then, we-
And it would include all
All
of
these other
the
things.
other stuff.
Yep.
That would be approved.
so we're done.
One shot,
Yeah,
boom.
okay, that's what I thought.
yes.
But then I thought I heard Josh, you say that we would have to go back for a public hearing for other things.
If you. To go for added things or next year. Say for the sake of
Okay.
argument, you go back each spring. Here's what we want to do this year.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Or come up with a
Okay.
2-year plan or something like that.
Okay,
Okay, so how does the scheduling a hearing happening?
We would vote to have, you would vote to approve the expenditure of getting an ad. And you would vote to schedule a public hearing on a particular date. Which would
So we
be,
handle the ad?
I handle the ad, you have to approve the spending of that amount or the
Yeah.
to,
Is that out of our operating budget?
yes.
I would make
Okay.
a motion that we place an ad to schedule a public hearing to get our budget approved.
I will second.
Any further discussion? Any objections? Any abstentions? All in favor?
And the second motion. the
Date,
thing
to
that we
pick a
have-
Second
date?
motion is to pick a date for the hearing. Which I assume would be June 29th.
Oh,
And-
because it doesn't have to be the council.
Right.
Yeah, the council.
The,
Just test it.
the action by the land trust has to be a public hearing. The action then by the town council does not.
So what we're voting on right now is to pick a date for for the land trust's public hearing.
So we're inviting the public
Yeah.
specifically to hear our justification for the budget that we're proposing.
If they have any questions, or, yeah.
And then
comments.
if there are, and then based on that, like what can happen at that hearing that would affect whether the council approves or disapproves?
If we had,
It wouldn't go before the town council until after it's approved by the land trust.
so we've already approved it, but now we need we need a public hearing.
Yep.
If 50,000 people pack this room on the 29th from the community and say, no, we don't want you to spend this money, then we would have to reconsider.
What if two very loud people say that they don't want us to spend this money?
Not a quorum, there's more than,
No, we-
5
then you
people in
take it up
Coventry.
with with the
The
town council
town-
hears it.
Yeah, and then we go ahead and
Okay.
approve it any.
so we'll do that, so that would be on the day that we already are gonna have the 29th meeting.
June 20th.
Okay, so I will make a motion to have the public hearing for our proposed budget be on June 29th.
Second,
Any discussion? Any opposed? Any abstentions? All in favor?
Aye. It is painful.
Okay,
This is ridiculous. But neither here nor there. I was
We got
asked to do it, so there we go.
And
Good.
thank you for all the work.
thank
put
you
in.
very,
It
very,
was a lot.
very, very much, Lynn.
I just hope we can, I mean, again, I don't think we have a chance of accomplishing any of these tasks, but
but,
theoretically, we have the money to do it.
I think they're gonna
Again,
approve it.
and even to pay
and-
someone. to do it.
We want it in writing,
Had that before.
that you have it.
Right?
And we still, again, we haven't gotten the decision on interest. So this is just the principle of that budget.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, and I want them to make a decision that we can use the interest, that the interest is going to stop going into the general fund or even into this restricted account that they can use for non-land trust related purposes, and that it will revert to being used by the land trust.
So we
That-
were still waiting on the town solicitor to provide their
He-
interpretation, correct?
They have already verbally said that, correct me if I'm wrong, Josh. They have already verbally said that they, the town manager, the town solicitor, and the finance director think it's appropriate for them to continue using the interest as they have been. So they're not willing to give us the interest. So that's the other question for this budget. I guess it's under the budget. Where did I have it? Maybe I have it under new business. No, I don't have it in there. So this is still under the budget.
My edit.
Oh,
Do we want to spend some? I'm gonna make a motion. I can make a motion as chair, can't I? I think I can.
Tell me what you
I
want to make. a
think you
motion
have
of,
to
and then I'll
propose
do it.
it, somebody else
Go ahead.
Okay,
has to then.
I propose that we spend up to $2,000 to hire an attorney to write the land trust. No, to write
An opinion.
an opinion for the land trust, thank you. That the town must must stop using the interest for, as part of the general fund. Something to that effect.
I think
Or-
we're asking for them to write an opinion, so we
opinion.
shouldn't say what the opinion is.
Right.
Okay,
An opinion
About
about,
how the interest
yeah.
okay,
is utilized based on the real estate conveyance tax.
so
What is the
that's,
appropriate use of the
what's the
interest
appropriate use
gain
of
on the real
interest,
estate
an opinion piece?
conveyance tax? As it relates to the Coventry Land Trust.
Okay. So that's what I'm proposing. Is there a motion to spend up to $2,000 to obtain a opinion piece from an attorney about the use of the interest
I
on the
will,
real estate conveyance tax?
I will make that motion.
I was second.
All in,
Third and fourth.
any
Sorry.
further discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstentions? Any? What's the other one?
Opposed?
Objection?
Opposed?
Yeah, two people here, we got it, okay.
Okay, all right.
I
So
know we
passed.
already approved the budget, but should we throw in labor for the boardwalks?
I don't think so.
No?
I think I think if we're not gonna be bound to like, this can be used for this can be used for
Yeah,
this, then
we're
we
gonna
can
have
just throw out the
flexibility.
money to.
And we're, quite honestly, we're not gonna get it accomplished. I mean, I hate to be
I'm trying to be
cynical.
optimistic.
but
Pair it with like the Job Corps, some other.
Yeah, that's the other
Boy
thing, is we could
Scouts.
do a matching thing,
Yeah,
there was like an
There
Audubon
isn't
had one.
anything that says this has to be done in a particular.
Order or
timescale.
timeframe, right?
priorities,
So this could-
Yeah.
We could still be using this same budget next year.
Yeah, that's true, because this isn't fiscal year,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's no deadline to it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So,
So that comes out of our operating budget,
yes,
Yep.
which we have until July 1st to
Right.
use.
Yep.
so I have a phone meeting with the same attorney pro bono who talked to me about this before, and I will approach him about the opinion piece. And that is tomorrow afternoon.
Do we have any restriction on who we can use if we are hiring somebody with this money?
We're allowed to use outside services. I haven't seen anything that said we're restricted about what those services are. Okay. $2,000. Hopefully that'll cover it. Don't know. Budget,
You have five?
where I am lost.
We're at 4.9.
I can't remember, I can't remember what's two, is that 4.9 or 4.5?
Okay, so yes, SOP for acquiring land.
Yeah, where'd this come from?
Claude.
What?
Claude. So just to start
An
moving
AI.
things along,
Oh,
I asked
Flawed.
Claude to
oh,
Just-
perfect.
give us an outline for a standard operating procedure. So again, this is homework. Go through it, make your edits.
And this is supposed to be my
Add-
homework. And I
Hey.
appreciate that you did this, but
I-
I'm also going to reach out to the people that Kate
Okay.
Sale said to reach out
Yes.
to
Yep,
get their
absolutely.
versions and
Absolutely,
compare
this
them
is
to
just a
Claude's.
jump start.
And I love it. I'm
It's just a jump start.
absolutely
Alright.
fantastic.
Check this, I've used in the past.
I'm just expressing that I feel guilty that you did
No,
this because
don't.
it is my homework.
This took
Kind of the whole
Claude,
thing with AI.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I can take the other ones and throw them all together and
Yeah.
say, make something just for us.
Yeah, you can.
Yay, AI.
Okay.
Yay, okay.
We're all gonna do.
So,
No, that's fantastic.
so review this, and that's all I needed to say about that. Was there any other discussion on the SOP for acquiring land?
No,
And just to note, this is specifically for conservation easements, not for fee simple,
Okay, which we need both.
which we need both. Okay.
Okay.
Old business, Pettigrew. I
No,
don't know what we want to do on this.
Mr. Pettigrew does have a copy of the new appraisal and he is weighing his options.
What did the new appraisal say?
200 grand.
Oh, I knew it.
as opposed,
Well-
what was it before?
655.
I knew
But
it.
did the appraisal actually visit the property?
Oof.
He did not.
Okay, so he didn't walk the property or meet with the landowner, and we were under the impression that he was told that. The road was a private road, but in fact it's a town road, so that figures into the weight of the. Appraisal as well, so the appraisal, in my opinion, is useless. Never visited the property, for God's sakes, that's what.
That's one of the
point
main
was
requirements
like
that you have to do
Yeah.
is to go out and visit the
Really?
product.
And so what was the reason that
even
it
do an
wasn't
appraisal
done
that
as
No.
as a reappraisal?
It's not like the whole thing.
What do you mean?
Like,
This
it's
is a
like-
reappraisal.
But that's a very abbreviated process,
Hmm.
right? So,
How do you do an appraisal if you haven't walked the land or met with the
right,
landowner?
right.
This is the appraisal that we received.
And that's what the town paid for.
Yeah.
That's the use that. Just.
What we paid for.
I know, but it's just
The second
useless
time.
because. It was, and it's, again. It was factored in that the road was private and it's not, it's a
Mhm.
town road, so the landowner would have no reason to improve the roadway, so you can't use that. We thought that was the basis for the appraisal coming in the way it did, and that's not accurate.
He did it strictly by the book before and after. And no other, before it, after it, and
Just
took into
pointless.
account like 6 properties that are surrounding the area that were somewhat similar in size and value, I guess. So that's it. That's the before and after method. So
So
We
what
can
is there for
do-
us to do with this right now?
Right now,
Yeah,
not a thing.
great.
It's so frustrating, though, there is.
well, I wouldn't say that necessarily. We can ask for a third appraisal. We can submit the existing appraisal to the town council with our other materials that we already put together, send it to the town council. And then Mr. Pettigrew can decide whether he wants to accept this or not.
What, the purpose of a third appraisal being what?
To actually have an appraisal where the person goes out to the property.
Yes, but
And to
why?
remedy the
And to
issue
remedy
of
the
the
issue of the
town
town
road
road.
versus private road.
So the idea is that it would be less expensive?
Issue with
That would be
a
more
phone
expensive.
call.
Okay,
The
well,
the before and after would include. Would include more information about the conservation value of the land.
Right.
Right, right now, there's no indication that the appraisal has anything in it that takes into account the conservation value of the property.
Okay.
Or its significance as the forest, a legacy forest, and any of
Right,
those things,
or any of those
Yeah.
things.
any of those factors.
It's only based on surrounding
Yeah.
properties.
Have we used this person to do appraisals before?
No.
How did we get them?
I found him through Doug. Actually. And I sent out quotes. I didn't hear back from the 3 or 4 appraisers on the MPA. And Doug said, hang on, I have a contact. And I handled it from there.
so just devil's advocating a little bit.
Mhm.
I mean. One of the greatest unfortunate situations here is that Mr. Pettigrew was told a number originally that probably was too high. And therefore had that expectation. And so now when we're presenting a number that is significantly lower, it reduces the chance that he's going to
Mhm.
agree to create a conservation easement. That said, generally speaking, it is better for us if the appraisal comes in lower.
Yeah,
and it
this
doesn't
is what I
cost.
was trying to
Yeah, it
understand.
doesn't cost us as much to purchase a conservation easement. And I think the reason that I had some issues with the 600 something thousand before is that we're not gonna own it. It's not our land. All we're doing is paying him not to develop it, which he doesn't want to do anyway. So like generally speaking, I do feel like appraisals for conservation easements need to be lower than what they would sell for to a developer, because the landowner cares about the property and is getting to continue to utilize the property, be protected from development in his neighborhood, all of those things that he benefits, but gets some money. And so, and we don't own it. So I had a problem with spending that much money. I felt that was a lot to
I agree.
spend. 200,000 may be lower than it needs to be. And if you think that by talking to this appraiser and saying, hey, it's actually a town road, and so that whole piece about having to pay for improvements probably should be removed and recalculated.
And he should visit the property and understand that this isn't like a property, a chunk of property in town or someplace. There's value of it, the way it's continuous, how it links to other properties as well.
I mean, I assume he would have done that.
He
from-
didn't.
He didn't, and that's what's. so
No, but I mean,
frustrating.
not visiting, but taking that into
No, he
account
did
because,
not.
no.
But I'm also like, I think maybe this is cynical. I just like don't. Why would we want to pay a third time for another appraisal
Hmm.
to end up having to pay more money?
Because he probably isn't going to go for the easement at 200,000.
But he was given the most recent, the reappraisal, right?
Yeah.
So he knows about the 200,000
Yeah,
appraisal.
otherwise, we would have had to go into executive session for this discussion.
So,
Apparently, which is news to us.
so then, if he's weighing his options, don't we just like wait and see like what he wants to, like maybe he will come back and be like, yeah, 200,000 is fine. I don't know. Like I feel like there's no reason for us to spend money on a third appraisal until we hear something from the landowner about what he thinks about his options here.
Hopefully it's not that I've just sold to developer.
Well, that's what I'm afraid of, yeah. Cause that's kind of a. And considering what the price of land continues to go up,
Mhm.
so 600 and whatever thousand may have been high, not disagree. But it continues to grow, to go up and becomes more valuable than up. It's not like there's any more land in production.
So can we reach out and ask him for, what he's thinking?
I mean, interesting in the comprehensive plan that was sent out a month or two ago from the town. It made it pretty clear that the town is not interested in investing in much infrastructure
Out west.
out west.
Right.
So I think that a developer is going to have a hard time doing significant things there. So I don't know how appealing it's going to be. I mean, even the hoops people have to jump through in the areas of town where they are saying they're going to invest in infrastructure seem to be pretty high, but so my hope is it's not gonna get snapped up if he puts it on the market, and he doesn't want to, it doesn't sound like, because he wants to continue to live there and
Right.
enjoy the.
That property stays with the town forever, even after he and his family are gone.
Right.
It stays.
If we
with the
get the
town.
conservation.
If we get it, yeah.
We get it.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily, again, my cynicism is showing through, but I don't necessarily believe that in perpetuity, the town's comprehensive plan will
Mm.
continue to hold weight about
Yeah.
where development occurs in
Yeah.
this town.
Yeah.
That's
just-
why we're here.
Yeah, I just feel like regardless of anything, like I just would feel weird. Now we've paid for a second appraisal that we shouldn't have had to pay for. I would feel weird paying for a third
Okay,
one.
that was just an option.
I like
Yeah.
I completely understand the need to do it, and I see no reason not to, except for the fact that I think it would be weird to do it before we have any idea what Mr. Pettigrew is thinking, or like what,
Yeah.
like I don't know, is there a way to reach out and be like, hey,
You just give them a
Give-
deadline.
like give Yeah, give me an
So
update.
I did call him, it was last week, to check in. To figure out what he was thinking, and he told me he was weighing his options.
Well, we don't know what that
And
means.
that's
Under
under
options till July 31st. Right,
Well,
go from there.
yeah, or we can just, I'll make a, am I making
Yeah,
a
like,
proposal?
On him to.
I'll propose that we submit the packet of material about Pettigrew property with this latest appraisal and the other materials that we've already compiled for consideration by the town council.
Should we see if there's an adjustment to the number by changing the thing about the road at least, because that's not a new appraisal?
No, because we'd have to get a whole new appraisal.
And it's not gonna be twelve.
No,
months.
he's
Yeah, you
saying
shouldn't
he
have
would
to.
call the appraiser and say, hey, that piece of information was wrong, can you adjust the
But
number?
he
Yeah.
didn't factor the value of the he didn't walk the property to do
Right.
any of the historical stuff, he would have to do it again.
I don't,
And-
so I don't think that he actually did include any of the information about
Right,
road in there already, so.
can we see the appraisal?
You sent it to me, didn't you, Josh?
Yeah, I can share it with you.
Okay,
Yeah.
that would be helpful.
And I'm assuming we can't, the amount that we send the town council that we are gonna offer, like that we are gonna pay for a property is based solely on the appraisal, correct?
Mhm.
It's just like whatever the appraisal comes back as, we offer that exact dollar amount. And we cannot do anything else. We cannot offer anything different than what the exact appraisal
No,
said.
but when we've done this before, we sent it to town council, they may have come back and said, that's too much, or can you negotiate? And we would negotiate with we could negotiate with the property owner. If we felt-
Yeah, I was just
Trying to
wondering if like,
negotiate,
Huh?
we're usually trying to negotiate down, not up.
Yeah.
that's what I was saying, like,
Right,
could we
yeah, but-
theoretically offer,
I
if we
wonder-
got these two appraisals, we feel like the second one was done poorly. The first one was,
Yeah, can't even try.
like, could we offer more than
I
200?
bet the council wouldn't approve that, because they're gonna look at that
Right,
lower
but I
appraisal.
think we went back and negotiated with him and said, instead of, would it be 500,000 or 400,000, do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Instead 2,000, that's just like an
It's an
insult.
insult.
Like, I don't know how else to describe that, and it's based on. And my understanding is he's had appraisals done of his property before,
Oh, really?
yeah.
By other entities.
Did
right?
he ever say what those
He
came
did
back at?
not, I don't recall hearing that.
So so we can either do my proposal, which is just to submit it as is to the town council and see where the chips fall. And at least then we've done what we can. And if Mr. Pettigrew says no, maybe the town council will ask him, okay, well, how much would you accept?
Can we negotiate something, yeah.
Yeah. And
I would
That's
do
really
that
all
if
of
it
our-
wasn't a maybe, like, I would go forward with that if it was like we're submitting this, and if he says no, they will negotiate, or we will have the we will have the opportunity to negotiate, like, I don't
It seems to me,
know how it works.
I'll be cynical with you, that I think if we submit it as is, they're going to say what you can offer is
Mhm.
$200,000. So for that reason,
then-
I would be more apt to think we should get another appraisal.
it's highly unlikely. I mean, if I was Mr. Pettigrew, I would refuse the $200,000.
Yeah.
Based on.
So is there any reason to believe that if the town, and it sounds like the town manager and assistant town manager believe that this before and after methodology is the methodology to use? Is there any reason to suspect that if somebody walked the property, did all the things that they're supposed to do, and used the before and after methodology, that they would come up with a different number?
That would be the
I-
proof of I
I-
mean, we've never done this before.
Yeah, I personally feel like And the question is, where would the money come from? Because if we're gonna spend money on the legal opinion and now
Well, but
potentially.
this third appraisal would then come out of our real estate conveyance tax.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because of the appraisal, right?
Yeah, so I would almost argue that we are a land trust that is trying to figure out best practices. And this process has gone badly.
For 2 years,
Um,
and again, through different, if you would different chairs of the land trust, so there are different people who had their hands on this land before.
Mhm.
Jen
And then, and then now
you
me.
before Jen, yeah, so this has been a long process.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we
And
heard about the other
yeah.
appraisals now that I think about it. But it's been over 2 years that this has been going on.
yeah, and what we're striving for is best practices
Right.
here. We're trying to do the right thing. So if we have if we have concerns about the thoroughness of this appraisal, I don't know, I don't think it's wrong to get another one. Because I think we're gonna lose this property and we've already spent a tremendous amount of time
Mhm.
discussing it.
If it wouldn't be coming out of our. You're saying the money would be coming out of the like big pot, not
That's what we
our.
will insist upon.
Great, so then if that's the case, then I think that we should do a third appraisal.
But it's possible they'll say no. Right? If we have to go to.
I don't wanna live in that reality. I
So
don't wanna live in
if-
that world.
If the
Again, why we want it in writing that they're. gonna
appraisal
do this.
comes in at 400,
Yeah,
from the town council's point of view, they still have an appraisal that valued at 200.
But it's not a good appraisal, why are we, why are you even like? Why would the town council even pretend that that would be a good, I just think it puts us in a liability situation. You know, it wasn't done with due diligence, it wasn't done in any ways comparable to the other appraisals, so why would we even be promoting that?
but we
I-
need a professional opinion that it was not a good appraisal, and not just our opinion that it's not a good appraisal.
You didn't visit the land, I can't get past
We just
that.
get that from another appraiser?
You didn't set foot on the land, you didn't talk to the landowner. You didn't do any due diligence about the property
Mhm.
at all.
I don't know, I think getting a third appraisal is worth it, but I don't know the inner workings of town council enough to know whether they'll just be like, well, there's the 200 one, but I think if we could get a third appraisal and have part of that third appraisal be. That whoever does it being like, here's why this other one makes no sense.
And we submit all of them. We say, here's the high one, here's the medium one, and here's the low one.
And this is
we're
what we
going for the
recommend.
mid,
And this is
yeah.
what we recommend.
The high one appraisal is someone we've used before who has done other appraisals for the town. So now we're saying, you know, it's almost an insult to that appraiser too. Oh, look, this guy said 200, you said 600.
Yeah.
Apples and oranges, like not even close.
So where are we, guys?
We need to see, I'd like to see the appraisal. So
Can
can
you-
you email that or do you have a
Sure.
copy? Okay.
Well, do we,
Do you want it, or does
I think
everybody want
everyone
it?
should see it and everyone should see the original appraisal if they don't have it. So you can do side by each.
yeah. If we put this budget that we agreed upon tonight in front of the town council and it got approved, could one of those appraisals be another appraisal on Pettigrew?
Yeah. It should be. From here on out, from here on out, they've said, again, we don't have it in writing, but they've said we can use that money for appraisals. There was no by, as of July 1st, they can use this money for appraisals.
No, I know, but they also said
Um,
we can use it for appraisals and property management and blah,
Mhm.
blah, blah, blah. But to release the money, there has to be a public hearing and, right?
Yeah.
So I guess I'm just saying, like, can we avoid going in front of a public hearing to say, we would like to get a third appraisal on Pettigrew? And instead say, if we get approval of this budget, say, we're gonna use one of those appraisals for a third appraisal on Pettigrew, you know what I mean?
Why don't, Josh, will you send out both appraisals
Mhm.
to everybody. And if I can make it you guys' homework to review each appraisal. I don't know if we can do this. Have you send Josh your opinion on whether we get a third appraisal or not?
Sure.
Well,
And then-
is there is there a methodology wherein we can vote between meetings?
Nope.
We'd have to have a, we'd
Yeah,
have to
a
call a
special
special meeting, which we can do.
Yeah.
Would that have to be a public meeting?
We'd have to
They're
post-
all
we'd have to
public.
post
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
Except to
yeah.
post 48 hours. in
48
advance.
hours?
Yeah, 48 hours.
Oh, okay.
So we'd have to call a special meeting.
So we'd
So-
probably have to do that. And that has to be in person?
Mhm. With a quorum. And a quorum is 4 of us. Okay, so I will propose that Josh send both appraisals to everyone. All the members of the land trust, that all the members of the land trust review the appraisal. And that we choose a date for a special meeting. We can even do, I think, an emergency meeting, but I don't know if that makes sense.
I don't know if this is qualified.
Yeah. So we can call for a special meeting in which we'll make a vote on how we want to proceed. Once we've had a chance to review both appraisals. And the vote would be to either go forward to the town council with what we have. Or to ask for a third appraisal. So that's my proposal.
Can I potentially throw a wrench?
I don't know, what time is it?
It's possible that Mr. Pettigrew will come
Yeah.
back and give me some kind of
Mhm.
answer which will make the special
Special meeting
meeting
irrelevant.
irrelevant.
Okay.
I don't know when that
Yeah.
will happen.
So I think
So
we
I-
need to proceed with
I don't want-
scheduling a special meeting.
Sure,
And then there's nothing barring us from canceling it if we don't need it.
true. Yep.
Okay. So, special meeting, 18th. We could do it, I'll propose the May 25th, Monday, May
That's
25th.
Memorial Day and
Oh.
we'll be out of
Okay.
town.
June 1st,
Does it have to be a Monday?
it does not, well, I mean, I don't know what the schedule is for this room and whether we need
Oh.
to watch out for
So
other.
I'm not
people.
available on Wednesdays.
Okay,
And this room is not available the second Thursday.
But June 1st is an option.
June 1st seems like it's an option, a Monday. Uh. We could. We could even do it as soon as, well, no, how many days do you need in advance to?
48 hours.
48 hours.
That
We could
does-
theoretically do it.
That does not include weekends or holidays.
So we could conceivably do it on May 29th, or is that also considered part of Memorial Day? May 29th, I'm throwing out May 29th. Friday, May 29th.
You'll be gone.
Say, no, you won't be.
What? I won't be gone.
We just need 4, so May 29th. Anybody have a particular time in mind? Is it better?
We
at
prefer the
5 o'clock?
29th over the 1st.
Either one, but
I'm fine with either one.
Sooner the
6 o'clock
better.
works, just getting out of work. Like, till about
Okay.
5, so 6 o'clock is good.
6 o'clock, May 29th.
Sure.
This is a Friday night, so if you have a heavy date, then you need to rethink it.
Oh, I think you said bring them here first.
Friday, May 29th, going once, going twice at 6 o'clock. Right, Friday, May 29th, 6 o'clock, special meeting here
Okay.
to vote. Pettigrew.
But
Thank
just to
you.
be clear, if we vote that we want a third appraisal, we are either going to have to schedule a special hearing or wait until the budget's approved and use one of the appraisals.
Yes,
Or wait
Or
until
we
the
go to
ordinance is
the-
changed, but that is gonna require a hearing of its own.
Yes.
That seems like it's gonna take a while. Do we have an option if we do our own hearing on the ordinance? I assume we have to do our own hearing on the ordinance public hearing and then go in front of the town council, or is that just a public town council hearing?
No, I think that's just the town council.
Okay, so is there any reason we couldn't do the ordinance change and the budget at the same town council hearing?
I don't think there's any reason why that can't happen at the same time.
so you want to have the special meeting is to vote on the Pettigrew property and the budget
No.
And the ordinance,
and the ordinance.
which theoretically you guys could vote on
We haven't
tonight.
even- We haven't even gotten to yet.
I mean, because the changing of the ordinance as far as the land trust is concerned does not require a public hearing.
Okay,
It will when it goes in front of the town council,
Right.
all right.
but
Yeah,
theoretically,
I'm only suggesting
Yeah,
that when,
I know.
maybe it's in
Yeah.
July, we go in front of the town
Bill to
council
go
with
to
the
and stuff.
budget, yeah. Okay. So we could potentially vote on
All right.
that in our June meeting, if maybe we get the proposed language ahead of time, is it in there already? Okay.
Okay, so the May 29th special meeting is now just for the Pettigrew property. So what I'm hearing,
Unless anybody wants to talk about the ordinance changes at that one, okay.
okay. All right. Mendate property,
there was some encroachment that we discovered, so we are going to adjust the bounds of the conservation easement so that no matter what happens with the encroachment, that does not affect the conservation easement. That is very, very close to being completely done.
Wasn't there an issue that the boundaries that were drawn made the property significantly smaller and?
Yes, I drove out there, I talked to Mr. Mende and we worked it out.
Worked it out, we're getting the same amount of land as we
Yes.
expected before?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you, Josh.
thank you, Josh. What's that? Okay, so we don't need to do anything because Josh and they took care of it. All right. And so once it's worked out, then is Depreet gonna go out and re-put the markers where the new line is?
Yep,
Okay,
and then
Excellent.
once that's done. He gives me a physical description of the easement.
Mhm.
And as far as I know, that's the last
Okay.
thing.
That would go to the tax assessor for inclusion on plat maps or anything like that, or we just,
It goes,
is
it
into the
would be
deed.
recorded with the clerks.
okay. Okay, excellent. Thank you for spending time on that. Okay, we already talked about the Chapman property, so we're doing there. Trail management,
Do we
This
have to talk about all of these
We don't.
issues?
no,
So if we have nothing significant to add, can we?
yes. There's one thing I would like to talk about under trail management, which is I would really like to get out to grass it.
Mm.
That property hasn't been visited in like 2.5 years. And I would like somebody to go with me to the Grassy property.
I will go with you.
Okay, thank you. The address is 0 Mumford Street. It's in the northeast corner of Coventry.
On Black Rock.
Black
Howell
Rock
Avenue,
area.
that Hill-
Mumford or
Hill-
Mumford?
Mumford.
Mumford,
Yeah. Okay, thank you. I will reach out to you. So we can coordinate on a date and time.
It's right there.
Yeah, it's that
I don't know
yellow
if that
one.
helps.
It's a very strange property. It is.
Okay.
But
So we'll do our little monitoring thing and see what we see out there.
Great. No, I'm curious about these properties. I've never
Okay,
seen.
great. Other trail management, Scott has not gotten to Stella Hall yet to get out the trash, but it's on his list. And he's also going to help me put up the trail map box at Whipple. So we just have to coordinate. We did coordinate on a date and time, and then I had to cancel because I had to go. So I'll get that done. That's all I have in our trail management. Anybody else?
Nope.
Okay, GIS mapping, I have nothing. Anybody want to discuss GIS mapping? Wildlife cameras, I have nothing. Anybody want to discuss anything about wildlife cameras?
There's a bear in the Wood Estates neighborhood.
I saw the videos on
Yeah.
Facebook about that. We need to put our wildlife cameras in the Wood Estates, I guess.
Yeah, apparently.
New business, we'll just. Partnerships is only on there because we want to try and establish partnerships, but we can. Put that off,
I will note that at the Conservation Commission meeting on Thursday, they did say that wouldn't it be great if we were working with the Land Trust?
okay,
No good.
Oh, good. I know you sent me his email. I need to reach out.
So
all right,
Thank you.
so we will try and bump that up. Conservation Commission. And the original thought behind this was that Scott Cummings guy from Audubon. So
Nature Conservancy.
be interested in that. Okay. 7.2, another hard one. Discussion on land trust bylaws and ordinance. So I guess let's do the ordinance first. Because that seems like the big priority.
the ordinance I can go through pretty quickly, the changes that I have. The things I want to add are in yellow, the things I want to take out are in red. There are only a couple things here. There's a quick item in 16-4, just a cleanup thing. And I removed item C because I didn't nobody else has to. Under 16.5 B, there was a word that they left out. Under item D, that's part of the trying to remove the appraisals out of requiring approval from the town council. And D is part of that. And those are all the changes I have. The appraisal thing was the important one.
So appraisals will be the only thing we don't have to go in front of them for.
So I kind of pictured it that you would have the yearly budget.
Yeah.
And then appraisals as they come, because you don't know exactly how
Yeah.
community appraisals and the process of the ad and the hearing and all of that kind of stuff. If it's a quick appraisal, get it done.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah.
And there was a difference between the ordinance and bylaws as far as the number of members.
That is not terribly surprising.
Right. So I guess given how difficult it has been to get people on this board and this feeling like we. I'm always uncomfortable knowing that our bylaws say that we are a board of 9 people. And we're not a board of 9 people, which makes me worry that anything we do could get called into question because we're not following our bylaws,
But we're
Is-
gonna change that next,
which,
the bylaws.
but do we want to change
Good
this from
point.
5 to 7 people, or do we want to change our bylaws from 7 to 5 people, not appointed by the town council? Like, would we be better off just accepting that we'll always be a smaller board than,
So you're saying
9
we
people.
wanna have 5 members appointed by the town
because it
council?
would be 5 plus the planning board, plus the Parks and Rec
Mhm.
ex officio people. So theoretically, that's 7, right?
Yeah.
5 voting members, which means the quorum will always be 3.
Right. The downside to that is that we have less help,
Right.
so.
I
if we-
totally see that, although I don't see this group as being the folks who are gonna be out there doing the work. I think we need to be hiring people to do the work. I'm just worried, I'm uncomfortable knowing that we are not the size board that our bylaws say we have to be.
Mhm.
which-
Right now.
which-
Right now, but if we could get that.
But when
Yeah.
was the last time you were, there were 7
Well, when we
appointees?
had, well, I was gonna say when Joyce was on it and Linda,
Mhm.
yeah, we probably had,
Jenna.
yeah,
Yeah, had
we had
a
what, 6 or 7 back with,
full house.
yeah.
But are there any risks to not being the size of board that we say we
I
are?
don't know.
Not really.
No? Like, is it fine that a quorum is always just a majority of who we have and it's not actually a majority of 9 people?
There, that I'm aware of, there isn't anything in our bylaws or the ordinance that says a vote has to be 4.
Okay.
It's always just a
Majority.
majority of either the people who are in attendance, or there are a couple things in here where it's the majority of the trust. And if there are 3 in the trust,
Yeah.
then a majority of the trust is 2.
So on the only other board I've ever been on before, the way it was worded in the bylaws was more of range. It was like, there shall not be fewer than X number or more than X number.
I think we do have something in here, a quorum cannot be less than 3.
yeah, no, I'm saying the total membership of the.
Yeah.
Of the group.
Oh, so
Could
that
be a
word, not
range.
fewer than 5, but not more than 9 or something.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't know. It's worth doing something like that.
okay, so this is actually concerning, and I'm looking at the Open Meetings Act overview. Quorum means a simple majority of the membership of a public body. This is a simple majority of the full membership as stated in the town resolution that created the board. It is not a simple majority of the actual membership at the time of the meeting.
Here we go.
Accordingly, a 7-member board that only has 3 active members cannot meet because it needs at least 4 members to have a quorum.
That's what I was.
I'm going to have to discuss that.
That's in the Open Meetings Act overview for planning department boards, Rhode Island General Laws 4246, condensed and annotated.
Subject to the open space laws, obviously.
You said 4246?
Yes. This
Which
is an
puts
interpretation
everything
that
we
I
do at risk.
found that was on the Open Meetings Act website.
Okay, I will take a look at that tomorrow.
Okay. If you need me to send this to you, let me know.
Now I can.
Okay. So. Given that, what are we gonna do about the ordinance now? Are we gonna put off the vote again?
I guess we have to. So.
So the concern is the number of,
The concern is that unless, according to the Open Meetings Act,
yeah,
unless we are a 9-person board, 7 of which appointed by the town, we are not in compliance with the ordinance. And if we don't have,
Well, but no, we would need, to have a quorum, we would
Actual
need
membership.
the
would
number of
need
people that would be the
5.
majority of 9, so we would need 5 people.
I would actually suggest that because there are two non-voting members, that you should count it as a board of 7.
Yes,
So we always have to
We-
have 4.
well, Josh and Scott as non-voting members don't count. They're,
Right.
what do you call it? Ad hoc,
Officio.
So we're supposed to have 7 appointees.
7 appointees,
So we need to have 4.
yes. And that's the way we've been conducting our business,
Mhm.
right? We have 4, so we have a quorum because we're supposed to be 7.
Right. We had already up until a minute ago, so we had 6 at one point.
I can certainly
So I think that's not a bad number,
post
seven.
the ad for more
Yeah,
members for the land
yeah,
trust.
I mean, we're not getting any hits, I guess. On
Okay.
the advertising, but
Okay,
yeah,
I mean, if we're not,
So
I
we're
would
gonna-
imagine other boards in town are probably not cognizant of that.
probably not. But, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, because the Conservation Commission wants to increase from 5 to 7. So that would be incredibly important.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so, the bylaw.
So wait, are we
can't vote
not
on
concerned
here.
about the ordinance then?
Well, we're gonna we're gonna delay it, a vote on changing it until we find out from Josh. That we believe what this says, I guess.
But all we're doing is making the ordinance match the bylaws.
Correct.
So,
Right, so do
so
we
why
make
do
it
we have
match
to
with the-
delay?
Cause do we wanna have
Do we want 7 or 5?
7
I would
or
go with,
5?
definitely not 9, I'd stick with 7.
Well, 9 is just adding the 2 ex officio members. So the bylaws say we have 7 appointed people,
Or see, I would go with 7.
plus Josh and Doug.
5 whom shall be appointed by the town council. Then if you have more people who want to be members, they can be non-voting members.
Mhm. Look. We also have this whole thing in 16(4)A about the recording secretary. So we need to eliminate that. We don't wanna have to appoint a recording secretary,
No,
so that's gotta come out.
Or you can and they just won't do anything.
Or can they be an ex officio member?
We already have,
Right,
The
he's
town
that's
as
what I'm
our
saying,
recording
he's an
They
ex officio
can't, because
member.
it says from among the 7 members appointed by the town council. Which I am not.
the only thing we
That's in
can.
the bylaws or in the
That's
ordinance?
in the
in the
ordinance.
ordinance on 16.
16(4)A.
Yeah,
And it says shall,
yeah,
So
I
that's
think we should remove
mandated.
that, yeah.
so we're gonna remove recording secretary. And we're gonna. Maintain this 7 members appointed by the town.
Okay,
I did forget to mention, I'm changing 16(5)A. So that you do not have to get your bylaws approved by the town council, cause nobody else does.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once we have these changes, we can vote on these. Changes.
I don't think you have to. I think this can just be
Go
a
as is.
staff thing.
Okay.
The ordinance can be a
That I take care of. If you want to vote on them, you are certainly
Okay,
welcome to.
let's just be. Let's just be sure.
Okay.
So I'll propose that we accept the ordinance with the amendments that we've discussed. Am I proposing that we accept the ordinance with the amendments as stated herein? Do I have a motion?
I will make the motion.
Do I have a second?
Second,
Do I have an aye vote?
I,
Aye.
Any abstentions? Any opposed? So moved. So Josh, you'll write up the new ordinance.
Yep.
And do whatever we need to do to get it into the town council.
Yep.
System, whatever that is.
Yeah, I will take it from here.
Okay.
Are bylaws something that need to happen tonight?
No, I don't think so.
It's just 9 p.m.
Yes,
So
yeah, this is, I meant for this to go much quicker than that.
Well, we
I
have,
do that all the time.
it's not you, we have a lot of
yeah, there's a lot of
issues right now.
All right. So I'll propose that we put off discussion of the bylaws until our next meeting. Have a motion?
I will make the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All in favor? I already did that. Okay, motion approved. Any items of interest for our June 29th meeting? That we need to say now. Okay, any public comment? Make a motion to adjourn. All in favor?
no, I think we should stay longer.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Can I have a person making that?
I will make a motion.
I will second.
Any
Thank you.
opposed? Any abstentions?
Good
Adjourned
job,
at
Madam President.
9 PM.
On